Hot damn.
I know, right?
And I'm spent.
How was that?
We're on the internet, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Nice to see
We
you.
did it.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stay classy.
Successful test. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by. I am ready to retweet a tweet.
Well, if we're live, we can certainly do that.
Maybe we can. If this motherfucking works.
Right now.
Do or die live stream.
Hey, there it is.
Let's look at events. Oh, we're at an event.
We
An
are.
event. 228 episodes in the
Facebook's
making.
asks, what have you been up to?
Fuck you, Facebook.
You know what?
That's not.
I've been up to a lot.
Like
Let me
what?
tell you.
That's not really any of your damn business, Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook.
Why do you always interrogate me as soon as I show up?
Zuckerberg.
Getting all my typing out of the way. I'm done now.
Y'all done? Y'all done typing?
I'm done typing.
All right.
I have to fucking...
Exclamation point.
Gladys from HR over there.
I took my extensions off, so
Yeah.
I can't really type that fast anymore.
Hmm.
Internet. Movies, internet.
Movies, internet.
Database? Is it?
Are we going to do the is it joke the whole night?
It's a good joke.
Is it?
Post. Posted.
That's nearby.
Host. Shit, now people
Like-
got to zero in on our location.
Like.
As opposed to all the people I've given the address to send us stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're all right.
How many have
Oh.
you given that to?
All of them. Just put it out there for the
We,
world.
we say it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Every show.
I do. Also give out my social security. I'm using LifeLock. And
Oh.
So
How's that working out?
Driving around town with my
Yeah.
social security number in my car.
I love that song.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yep.
It's so good. Experiencing interruptions? Find out why. That's what it says underneath our live stream.
Find out why.
Stop watching the live stream.
Find out why.
I'm going to find out why.
Find out why.
Video streaming quality results for.
Find out why.
There are many factors that influence your video streaming quality, including your choice of internet service provider.
Ah,
Learn
yeah.
how your ISP performs and understand your options. Apparently, we need to live stream between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m.
Ah,
Okay.
good idea. Let's do that.
Well, besides you, I've dropped 0 frames. So I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
the problem might be you.
Me?
Well,
I didn't drop any frames. Is it?
it might be. It's possible.
Is it?
You gotta get higher.
Is it? Is it?
Unless you go full Cosby. Yes.
You want the movie with the boobs and the girls.
Third movie.
Picture pages.
Is it?
Live stream.
Is it? All right. Now I got that out of my system. Oh, what are you going to do or die about it? I like that.
Yeah.
It's clever.
Yeah,
Woo! So clever. That's so funny. Actually, I laughed, so that counts. Counts as a real funny. Is it?
That's so racist.
It is. It's funny.
All right.
We're such a bunch of assholes. Bunch of fucking morons, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much.
Totally.
So good to be back.
Isn't it? Welcome.
Isn't it? Now we're never going to be able to do that without Cosby.
Yeah.
I love how I just
Our jokes
destroyed
evolve
The
fast.
jokes have already mutated.
Yeah.
It's airborne.
Life,
Yeah.
life finds a way.
Yep.
Does it? Well,
There it is.
It's all downhill from here, kids.
Is it?
Okay.
Podcast.
Are you still snotty over there?
A little snotty.
Yeah, what was that?
is wrong
Yeah,
with
you
you?
just snarfed into the mic right there.
I did. I'm
Snarf.
sorry.
Are you?
Oh,
Oh. There's some more in the
Is that
back.
empty?
empty puffs.
Man, I don't
trying-
want to know what's going on. Thank God. I was about to say, I'm worried about what happens in
I
here. if
thought
that
you were
tissue
trying to
box
create
is empty.
something.
The dancing handkerchief.
You're like Eric Estrada with Donna over there for a
Yeah.
second. There should have been a bike in that scene.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there was. Come on. Come on.
No, yeah.
All right. Nothing.
Poor
Man.
Donna.
No high fives, I swear.
Donna was like 24 by that point.
She'd been ridden hard and put away wet.
In the pool.
Yep.
Poor Donna.
Poor Donna.
Poor Donna.
Donna.
Oh, Donna.
No, we're gonna get flagged.
Are we?
Look at him. He's dying. You killed him.
Is he?
You just killed the man.
I like looking over to Chuck and just see the back of his head. And he's like,
Yeah.
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 giggles is over there. Just,
Good joke.
Good job on that intro, BJ.
yeah.
The fan are going to love it.
Yes.
All our
I'm
fans.
glad.
The fan are going to go nuts when they
Has
hear
the
it.
fan shown up in the chat yet?
We have
We got
fan.
Loki's in there.
Oh, okay. So, hi,
So
fan.
we have
we apologize. I don't know what's wrong with us tonight.
We found Boopedia.
Did we?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did.
We did.
That's true.
We did.
Found it.
I assume we did. I that was happening over there.
Okay, sorry. Yes, you were above that.
I was.
Hmm.
And below.
Let's talk about this movie.
All right, cool.
Jesus, Chuck. Are you going to live? Are you going to live?
Have you got the whooping cough?
Yeah.
Whooping.
Yeah. Do you have MERS?
Yeah, I might have the MERS.
Oh, God, no.
Sorry.
I meant for us, not you.
Oh.
I'm concerned about us.
Yeah, I don't want to die. I want to do.
Die.
And duty. Taking
Really?
out the oar.
The only diet with die in it.
No, they all have that.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I guess they do.
Eventually, yes.
Maggie,
shall
this
we
is
make
relevant to your interests.
Shall we make a podcast?
Okay. I would like to make a podcast.
That's a good idea, dude. Let's do it.
It's just. I couldn't help
Okay.
but.
I seriously am like
Fitty.
kind of wanting to buy a Wii U
Yeah,
now just because.
but it's
of
got
that.
this little Luigi with the death face.
So, Chuck, does he have that the entire game?
Yeah.
He looks pretty pissed off the entire time.
He's very serious about his kart racing.
He knows he has to make up for the year of Luigi, or
And
he
he
must.
bankrupted Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's why he's angry. All right, let's make a podcast, shall we?
Okay.
Everybody got their phlegm out? For the most part?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
By everybody, you mean Chuck?
Well,
I had some fun.
yeah, yeah, see?
See? Oh, yeah.
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 Got
Ah.
The arsonist had an oddly shaped feet. All right, someone
it.
clap.
Did he?
Yes. Yes, he did.
No.
Your hands are sick.
He's got the. Yeah. No.
Your
I mean, like
your hands
are
disgust
sick.
me.
You're sick, bro.
Your hands.
Light this candle.
Okay. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 229.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Last time I checked.
Great.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is we go ahead and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it for the first half. Then we rate them. And the good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies, they get 1 to 5 Jacksons and Robot Jocks.
All right, yeah. Go, Jocks.
And the bad movies doesn't stay away. Negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags. As in douchebags after Twilight.
Boo.
Nah,
Stay away.
So good.
No thanks.
No.
Get away.
Nah.
So, continuing down the Andy Sedaris train, of which we boarded so long ago.
Yeah.
Episode 80 something.
Sure.
It's been a while.
Been a while. Hard taking to Hawaii. We did 1991's Do or Die.
Duty.
Duty. If you take out the or.
Oh. Yeah.
So, yeah. Plot summary? That's what we usually do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. All right, sure.
Do it.
Or
else.
die. 2 undercover federal agents are captured by their nemesis Kaneshiro, a.k.a. Kane, a big-time crime lord. Instead of killing them, Kane plays a cat-and-mouse game involving 6 separate assassin teams. That's it.
It's a dumb idea.
Yeah.
He's a criminal mastermind.
So because this is a Sedaris movie, basically everyone in this is a BAMcast alum.
Yeah.
Well,
including...
pretty much mostly because of Sedaris.
Yeah, this is true. But including Pat Morita of Spymate fame.
Sure.
Yes. Famous for.
Did he
Spy
not?
Me.
No, it was just Eric Estrada that showed up in the last one, not Pat Morita, right?
I
believe
want to
that's
say
correct.
Oh, no, it was like Danny Trejo showed up for like 2 seconds,
yeah,
right?
that's right. Yep. But Eric Estrada was the bad guy. I want to say he was the bad guy.
He was the bad guy in
Guns.
Guns.
Yeah.
Guns.
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 Yes, Guns.
Guns.
That is the title of the last one that we watched.
Guns.
Is it?
It is. Not to be confused with Gun.
No.
Starring 50
Correct.
Cent.
Right.
Or 4...
2 guns.
I don't know. 4 bits.
Yes.
And pepper.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know what you're doing.
What?
Just talking about fucking dumbass kid horse movies or
Yeah,
something.
I am.
What?
Yeah, just what?
Moving on.
What?
Anyhow, so something.
Thank you. That was a smooth-ass segue out of that.
Sweet seg, bro.
So yeah, we're back to Sedaris, and again, it's like the plots are connected, but not really at all. Some characters return. Some people are there in name only, but I believe different actresses.
Okay.
Because like
Yeah.
Edie's back, but that's not the same lady, I don't think, right?
No, she is.
Is she?
Yeah. Yes.
Because I mean, I have to say, like, time is not being kind to her from the very first time we saw
No,
her.
gravity's taking over.
Well, a lot of them, it's not being kind to.
Yeah.
It's Donna, Leatherman Donna is back, and
I think Donna looks better.
Donna
here than
does
she
look
did.
better.
She
She
does.
stopped tanning or
Yeah.
something, or
yeah, maybe she found moisturizer
Something.
probably
She looked like a couch in Guns.
or leather oil. We don't
yeah.
know.
yeah.
purse.
But yeah, so Donna's back, new partner. Well, it should have changed last time. Taryn was not there for the
No.
last
Yeah.
one. But
Nicole.
is back.
She was in the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nicole was in the last one.
And some
And
dudes.
all the dudes.
All the dudes.
Some dudes are back.
Bruce, Lucas, Shane.
Yeah.
And a new chick, Atlanta, shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who,
Good lord.
we might as well get it out of the way. She has boobs the size of Atlanta.
Well, her name is Pandora Peaks.
Ah.
So,
Well.
I mean, stage name anyway. I'm
Okay.
sure that was not
No,
her given name.
I bet it was.
It was probably given to her after she had some surgeries.
Okay.
Or she
She took it upon herself.
Or she
Yeah.
picked the name and then
Yeah.
was like,
she's
why?
like, this is my name. I must seek.
No, she
I
might
must
have been-
open Pandora's box of peaks, and she ended up with
Yeah.
all of them.
Sure.
That might have been her given name, and then she felt she had to live up to it.
Yep.
That's
Right.
what I was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our main people.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what happens?
So this one starts out quick.
Boobs.
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a luau, crazy
Yeah,
luau.
They're at a luau, and suddenly they're like, "Hey, we got a message for you, Donna." So they take her back, and then it's Pat Morita. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to kill you,
Yeah.
but not yet. I'm going to send 6 assassins to kill you.
Yeah.
So good luck."
Yeah, 6.
He's like, you've
or
been-
6
6
two-man
teams,
teams.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's 12 assassins.
Yeah.
Are coming
Yeah.
after you.
He's like, you've been causing me all this trouble for the longest time. I finally caught up to you.
I know you're federal agents.
and
Some federal
so
agency.
You're going to die. I'm going to kill you. Starting at noon tomorrow.
And this is
Bye-bye.
literally like 45 seconds after the credits
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
And
This
they- and
movie
they-
does not
they-
waste
They
time.
plant some bug on her watch, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Have fun. We'll
Yeah.
we'll kill you tomorrow, Wesley."
Right.
And
So what does Donna do?
What Donna always does.
What Donna
It's been a
always
tough day.
does.
There's been a luau, a threat of murder. They met Pat Morita.
Yeah.
Like, Loved you in Karate Kid.
They have until before they are hunted. So what do? Get naked and hop in the hot tub.
Oh, right.
The hot tub.
Right.
Hot tub.
And
There's plenty of
then
room.
once
Dude.
they're in the hot tub, and this is in the evening, this is later on, and they're like, I guess we should call this in.
Yeah.
You know they never do anything before consulting the hot tub. It's like their oracle.
Man,
They do all their best thinking. They even make a joke about it.
I wish I was like,
Well.
man, I don't know. I just don't know which house to put my offer in on. I think I'm just going to hop in the hot tub.
If you had a hot tub in your current house, A, you wouldn't move. B,
True.
you would know.
Well, I have neither, so.
Well, you need to get a hot tub in the new place
Apparently.
so that you can make better fucking decisions.
Yeah.
Hot tubs are like the magic 8-ball of whatever.
Man,
Of booby movies.
Yes, he's a booby movie.
I need a hot
So
tub.
like they get in the hot tub, shake around a little bit, and then like whatever floats up like boob wise, and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's the answer.
that's right.
Ah,
Looks promising.
Now,
answer D.
It usually always looks promising when the
So-
boobs float up to the top of the water.
Sure.
I don't know which one was which dude.
Okay.
Because they call the one guy who was in Death Spa,
yeah.
and he's kind of like the boss who organizes the team.
Yeah.
Which, of course, we know who Eric Estrada is.
right.
I think that was Bruce, maybe.
Hello,
'Cause-
Bruce.
Yeah, Eric Estrada is Rico. But we
Yeah.
don't know if Bruce is Bruce. Because everyone's been going, it's like,
I don't.
what's your first name?
No, I think main guy behind the desk is
Bruce.
Lucas.
Lucas.
He's Lucas.
Bum Miller. Yeah, Bum Miller.
Yeah.
Because I saw that name and I was like, I recognize that
Yeah,
name.
that's
So
right.
Bum
it's-
Miller.
Yeah, Bum Miller.
He was in Death
Yeah,
Spa.
Death
Yeah,
Spa.
he's
There
the
you
guy
go.
from Death Spa. So, yeah, so he's Lucas.
Lucas is in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, an Abilene is in charge, but Lucas is in charge.
Yeah.
What was Shane the Abilene?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Michael
Shane is Shane
Shane
Abilene
Abilene.
in Do or Die.
And
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I believe in love.
And then Bruce has returned
Bruce.
Yeah.
from the previous two
Right.
films.
And
He's the
that's
same character.
And that's the
Yes.
have sex on
Same
motorcycle
vest.
guy, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
That guy.
he,
All right.
he's partners with Nicole.
I'm clear on everything now.
Good,
I'd hope so.
because it's so important.
It totally is.
These movies is very important.
Yep.
So yeah, they hang out in the hot tub for a while, and then they're like, I guess it's next day. They've suited up in their Andy Sedaris gear, their little Molokai, whatever,
Molokai.
Molokai.
Malachi Cargo.
Yeah,
They get their sweet Jeep.
Sweet cheap.
I love that they always have those utility belt things, and they never come into play.
Nope.
Yep.
It's just part of the
Never.
look.
Yeah.
But they get the sweet
Accessories.
Jeep and they're riding around, and then all of a sudden, oh look out, a helicopter.
Yep. Team
And-
1 has arrived.
Yeah.
It's a big giant muscle dude and a little tiny Michael Jeter guy.
Yep. Riding around in a little tiny helicopter, shooting at them in the road and missing
Missing.
horribly.
Yeah. And then so
And also, while they were being accosted by Pat Morita,
Uh-huh.
Nicole, I guess, sprained her ankle,
Yeah.
which are something basically so that they could make this dumb contraption for the next scene.
Right.
Because it never plays up into it again.
No. She's walking with a
Of course,
cane.
she walks out
She's
with a
hurt
cane
herself.
in her, and when they get in the sweet Jeep. And so, yeah, they pull the Jeep over and get shot at a little bit, and then she's like, oh, yeah, I have the sweet cane thing. Takes out, opens up the handle, puts in one of their stupid little missile things, and aims it towards a helicopter and shoots down the helicopter, which is the same stock footage helicopter explosion shot. But right before it, the guy's like, oh, no. It's a pretty good like, reaction shot.
Yep.
All of us who ever wanted sword canes when we were kids, we didn't dream big. The sword
launcher cane.
Sword rocket launcher is better.
Much better.
Ooh, wow.
And it looks
Man, I need
pretty
one of
easy to use.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
just
yeah. You just point and shoot.
Slide it, put the rocket
I
right in
appreciate
there.
that they're ticked that the guys didn't wait till noon.
Yeah.
They're like, he told us noon.
Yeah. It's like, it's 8 a.m. What
Yeah.
the hell?
These guys are... He didn't tell
Sons
us it
of
was
bitches.
California time. What the shit?
Good thing I had my Kanan with me.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
So they drive to headquarters.
Well,
or
they high
whatever.
five first. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, this movie,
Murder
they-
this
the
guy.
return of the high five is back.
So yeah, they no, they go back to get on the plane. They're
Yeah,
gonna
they go back to headquarters
Yeah,
where they
that's right.
got the plane and get in the plane and take
fly
off
around and then
they're like
comment about how exposed they are.
they're like we're sitting ducks up here. It's like no,
You're flying ducks.
You're ducks
in an airplane.
you are ducks.
Yes,
Because Lucas has told them to come to Vegas.
right.
It's like get your ass to Vegas.
So they do, or no?
And
I guess
meanwhile-
they land and they go take a commercial flight to Vegas because they don't take their little cargo plane because they have to show us an American Airlines jet.
They
taking
fly
off.
to the mainland and then get in the American Airlines jet, fly to Vegas.
Sure.
Then land in Vegas.
They do, yeah.
There's
And then
Sedaris makes sure to point out every excruciating detail of.
there's a lot of
air-
plane fetish going on in
well,
this movie.
there's about to be a whole lot more because as soon as they get to Vegas, they go out to the desert to
God.
this model airplane show, which is like large scale model airplanes
The
flying
quarter
around.
scale
Yeah.
Aviation America crappy
Yeah.
club
But
thing.
it's also that they can go there to meet this guy Norman,
Stormin' Norman.
Stormin' Norman, who's like has a sweet van with his says Stormin' Norman on the side, and he gives them a model helicopter. But somehow there's another van with Team 2
Yes.
waiting to kill them, which is random pudgy old dude and Tits McGee.
Fucking hot lady, hot British lady.
Yeah,
and they spend a lot of time showing her get dressed.
Yep.
yeah, because she's like up in the camper thing of this thing. And he's like, "All right, they're here. Get ready." And then it's like, camera, just zoom in on tits, zoom in on ass, watch her get dressed for kind of a
Zoom
little
in
bit.
on her
few minutes,
crotch.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like the scene.
Yeah. So that happened.
Thanks, Chuck.
I'm just,
Yeah, and she says this is her chance to get revenge or something to that effect.
Sure.
They were kind of like,
She actually
"Should we
says,
know her?"
"I'm going to blow their tits off."
Yeah.
I believe is her expression as she
Yes.
pulls out
Yep.
this. I don't know. It's basically like a submachine gun, but it's got like a ridiculously comically large barrel on it, so it looks like it might fire something more than bullets.
yeah.
But it
I'm
doesn't.
gonna blow their
Yep.
tits off.
Yeah.
He's
Roy.
like,
That was, man. I thought I was watching the movie again, Chuck.
I
That
know,
was
right?
so close.
It's uncanny.
But
it's funny, like,
Uncanny Valleys.
but like, dude is looking out the window, like they're here, and she's like getting dressed, and he's like, they're over there, and meanwhile they've gotten what they're supposed to get.
Which is a model helicopter
Yeah,
thing.
loaded into their car and start driving off, and that's when they roll out of their Winnebago, and they're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's go get them.
Yeah,
So now the girls are riding around in like a tracker. Is that a geo tracker?
Geo Tracker,
Piece of shit that it always was.
the first and only action
Oh,
movie
yeah.
featuring a Geo Tracker.
And then they jump in
Maybe
like
the
a
first and only movie.
they jump in like a slightly off-roaded VW Bug.
Yep.
Basically, like an old one.
Green with spotlights on the top of it.
Yeah, and proceed to have a car chase down the road at like 5 miles an hour. Like, because the tracker's going about 5, and they're like, "Oh no, how will they ever catch up with them?"
Yeah,
Because it should be so hard. But yeah, they go kind of off-roading, and we skipped a scene where Eric Estrada gets
Lucas
recruited.
goes and recruits Eric Estrada,
He doesn't really recruit them. He says, "You have to go, and you're getting hazard pay for this."
and they're like,
Right.
all
They're
right.
like,
because he's like they
Okay.
work at an Air Force base. There's some kind of actual military.
Yeah.
As
They work at Barksdale.
Yeah.
Bark.
unlike whatever government agency these other people work for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the other, back in Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
Pat Morita is giving his assistant chick a massage.
Yeah.
For one.
Shiatsu.
Yeah. Where we get sleazy Pat Morita. Basically.
Lots of sleazy Pat Morita.
Yeah, but then their thing starts beeping, the computer, and they're
Okay,
like,
good.
"Oh,
Thank you for clarifying.
yeah." We're like, we need to. Okay, we got to check this, and so they go in and they check on the computer that has the Death Zone
Mm-hmm.
and the Death Game.
Death Game.
Death Game is on the left, Death Zone is on the right, and it has all the teams
Yes.
in like late '80s computer game typeface.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first ones, because they've been blown up, it slides up into the Death Zone, and they get blown up in there.
Yep. And they're like, oh no.
Yeah. So we know that each team that's coming, and
Yeah. It's got their names.
yeah,
None of them are really good yet, but
no, not yet.
they will be.
But soon enough.
Team
But yeah,
2 moves up, so obviously.
So meanwhile, yeah, they like Pat Morita is keeping track of it, and they also show that they know where they are at all times.
Yeah.
And that's how they keep showing up wherever they go.
Actually,
Kinda.
the girls keep showing up wherever the assassins
At
are.
first,
but
yeah.
that's.
Yeah.
Weird.
But
they're
yeah, so
basically
getting
having a car
back-
chase in the desert.
Right.
Yeah. Getting back
And-
to that.
They get off road and go riding around for a little bit, and it's like sort of stunts, not really like as good as stunts as a tracker can.
The
do.
tracker does no stunts.
Yeah.
The VW does a couple of like
Bounces.
over dunes and stuff, but
Yeah, eventually they stop, or they get kind of shot at and stop.
yeah,
and
they're shooting at each other, and that's when Eric Estrada and what's his face drive up in the dune
sweet,
buggy.
sweet dune buggy, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they are kind of doing stunts. Like that dune buggy's actually kind of hauling ass.
And Eric Estrada is firing some sort of weird like Nerf missile rocket launcher, whatever it is.
It basically has bottle rockets in it.
Kind of, but
Mhm.
they cause a mildly powerful explosion. He misses twice.
Well, he hits right in front of the car, so they stop.
Right. Then hits behind them, and they're like, eh. And we're like, oh, is he in Abilene? you know,
Yeah,
'cause he
we
sucks.
were wondering because his aim was not good.
Yeah,
Until he spots the external gas can on the VW Bug.
yeah, he
And-
sneers and fires, and man, that thing goes up.
And he just kind of gives that like sort of a hero pose for like I don't know about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the guy he's with is like, yeah.
Just from the back, he just like, yeah, it's just way after.
It just dawned on him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
you just blew those
you
people the
killed
hell
those
up.
people. Oh, you were supposed to. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then like
the
Donna
girls-
and
yeah, they're like, oh, we're never gonna. Well, like they hear sirens.
Yeah.
I don't know how in the middle of the fucking desert. The police are like, oh,
the cops were at the model air show.
sure. Yeah.
Cops hang out there.
But they're like, how? We'll never explain this. Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
And then they proceed to drive right by the cops that are pulling into the area.
Cops don't care.
No.
No.
And then I guess
Eric
nothing-
Estrada and they get away too. So
Yeah. Because like
Whatever.
they just kind of meet up at the airport and like, hey, you remember me, Nicole, right? You remember we had sex on a motorcycle?
It's like,
she's
oh.
you, yeah.
Yeah.
hug me, and that's
Yeah.
the last time Nicole is happy in this movie. After that, she is cranky as fuck.
I don't like her.
No.
Like,
She doesn't
I'm
like
mad
her.
that Taryn left
Yeah.
and that we're stuck with her.
I think she was mad Taryn was left, and she must have been under contract or something. 'Cause she's pissed off for the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, really, just fuck this movie. Fuck everybody. Don't touch me.
Yeah, but
Pretty
they
much.
kind of run off and we're like, hi, yeah, I guess we had a thing. And then, yeah, Eric Estrada's like rolling up to Donna like, hey.
How you doing?
How you
Why
doing?
don't we have a thing, if you know what I mean?
She's like, I'm on the job,
Yeah.
Colonel.
It's like,
Yeah,
why don't
because
we?
that has stopped her in the past
Yeah.
every other time.
So they get in
It's
the
never stopped anyone in
No.
a Sedaris movie.
so they get on the next plane,
Mm-hmm.
and like,
Go to like Louisiana or
yeah.
somewhere?
Well, Eric
Yeah.
Estrada and what's his nuts are flying the plane, and the girls are in the back. Bruce, and then they do their trademark. Well, we have to change,
Yep.
so they just take their shirts off, and of course, there's no bras in this world. So Eric Estrada's flying the plane and just constantly like turning around, like, yeah, and then like turns around to look at Nicole. And he's like, yeah, your girlfriend, bro, sweet.
They very much, like, the two of them are just broing out in the front seat.
Yeah.
They're like,
You're just like tits.
yeah, they're like, there's boobs. They're like 2 feet away. They're right there.
We are flying a plane. We're in the sky. These are sky boobs.
Scoobs.
And close to the speed of sound.
So yeah, Team 2's been blown up on
Uh-huh.
the computer program, the Death Game.
No, and then what's his face now has gone to the country bar in Dallas, right, to recruit Edie.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
Edie from all
Cowboys.
the other ones.
Yeah.
Cowboys restaurant.
All right,
and
we got to
bar.
stop. What's his name? Who's the guy in charge? What's his name?
Lucas.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucas has gone to this cowboy bar, which is he goes to get Edie, and she's performing in this show where she's singing like a French sort of Cajun song,
It's
and then
Cajun.
it goes full on like cowboy.
Yeah, but it has like a rap section in the middle
Yeah.
where off-screen
Yeah.
rappers are sort of laying it down, and there's some fancy dancers.
Well, the fancy dancers are the other two people that will join
yeah,
the team, which is
but it's like this
Atlanta and
10-foot
what's his name?
stage
Shane.
above the bar area.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much elevated. Like, don't ever come near us. And she is dressed in a cowboy outfit if it was made entirely of lace.
Yes.
It's just sort of like one piece of white lace. Like, there's chaps and business, but I mean, it's
Business.
it's it's a lot skimpier than what everyone else in this club is wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like that kind of place, but
No.
I'm not going to argue because it's fine by me. I liked her outfit.
It's your kind of bar.
I liked that bar. I would totally hang out in that bar.
Yeah.
Well, she did.
Yes, she was hanging out all over that bar.
So yeah, they do this little act, and then he's like, "All right, I got a job for you," and she's like, "Dance with me," and he's like, "Well, we got a job." And she's like, "Dance with me. Let's go over here and have the sex." And he's like, "Well, all right."
Yeah.
Cut to by the fireplace.
Since you insist.
And him just with a look on his face like, Jesus Christ, your boobs.
Yeah. He's very happy at
He's
the
like,
sight of boobs.
I'm going to sort of touch them. That's fantastic.
Yeah, there's no less than 2 or 3 shots of him just like her on top of him, just kind of looking up like right at her boobs, like, boom.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, guy, play it a little slightly cooler. I don't know.
It's just sort of general writhing for a few minutes, and then it's like dawn.
Yeah.
And then he's over by the window, and she's like, "What are you doing? Get dressed. We have a mission." And he's like, "I told you that 16 hours ago." you yelling at me for?
Yeah. And apparently, I guess they've caught back up with the other two because they all kind of convene on this.
They roll up at the big tree
Cajun
lodge.
swamp lodge.
Yeah, they're meeting someone there. The other people are supposed to roll up there is what's supposed to happen. Before that, every time something happens, they cut back to Pat Morita doing something gross. And this time, he's getting massaged because she's like, there are 200 bones in the human body. Reaches under the towel and it's like, 201. He's like, not for long. So there's just this. Pat Morita must have had it in his contract. Like, if I'm going to do your shitty movie, get me a hot chick and just have her touch me as much as possible.
Yep.
And then I'll do your movie.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal for Pat Morita.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so then there's a brief scene of the two people posing as cooks at the Swampside Cajun bar.
Team 3.
Team 3. And
I believe one of whom is a Sedaris sibling.
Sure, okay. Well, they're doing this whole thing of how they have to pretend to be Cajun, even though they're probably New Yorkers or something.
Sure.
Yeah, because they say something like, this will make us big in the apple. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like
But
this.
they sit there
just,
doing their little routine for
a little
too long.
little too long.
It's shtick. It's all right.
Yeah.
They're decent actors, so it's not embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? Are they?
Yes.
Are
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know which
No,
question
they're-
I'm answering.
They're all right.
Okay.
The seed of doubt has been
Yeah.
planted.
It could be worse.
Basically, they've prepared a dish with poison that they're going to serve to them as soon
Yeah,
as they
salmon
arrive.
almond or something like that.
Yeah.
Almondine.
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 But they asked for salmon limon, and they're like, no.
No, but we made this almondine.
Yeah. Anyone can
Why
make
don't you
salmon
eat it?
meal.
Your
asshole.
Cajun accent is better than theirs.
I know.
That's the best part of it.
Yeah.
It's because I've seen Louisiana before.
I like that they did this entire thing about how you have to say Nolans, not New Orleans. And as soon as they walk into Cajun Swamp Restaurant, the guy's like, "Oh, we got these two boys from New Orleans in there."
From New Orleans.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And not one of them blinks an eye. Not like, wait a
Wait.
minute, this guy. What
Get
the
him.
fuck?
This guy's a plant.
To shoot him. No, but they just sit down and,
Okay.
and old lady serves them.
well,
and,
they talk him into like, well, this is a special
Yeah.
restaurant handed down from my pappy from generations ago, and yeah,
I got wrong.
yeah. So they're like,
there
I
we
guess
go.
we'll, when in Rome,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yep. Sit
Kind of-
down,
It kind of applies to this.
get their food served to them, and then I guess, is it Nicole who's like, ooh, look, a cat.
Yes.
She's like, hey, cat, have some of my meal.
Yeah,
Feeds
so
the-
she's feeding
And
him
then,
some of the
and then they
salmon.
spend like way too long salt and
preparing
peppering
and
Oh,
cutting,
yeah.
and it's just like, well, I
Hey,
can't
do
wait
you
to
have
dig
any
into
lemons?
this.
Then you hear, and she's like looks over and she's like, no,
Cat's dead. Flip the table.
yeah, bad dates.
Yes.
I can't believe she killed that cat.
She did. She
Well,
murdered that cat.
technically the guys did. I mean, she helped.
Oh,
She was an unwitting accomplice.
They get their just
That's what
desserts
they
for
get
killing
booked
that
on.
cat.
Do
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
they get
they
booked
do.
on cat murder.
Yeah.
Well, but what happens is like they're like, it's poison. Get those guys. And they go running out the back, and then it becomes Dukes of Hazzard chase music. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, and like they're whoop, their way through the woods.
We have to mention that Abilene runs out the door and immediately fires his gun in like 9 different directions.
He's got a
as
case
he's
on
running.
the table with his gun in it that he just whips open and like fires it before he even gets it up in the air. Just blam.
One into the ground, one into the air.
Yeah. This
And it's
whole-
that massive,
Yeah.
hand cannon.
Now, what's stupid is like they all kind of run out, and Donna and Nicole get out there first, and are
Yeah.
right there with the two guys. And I don't know if they weren't armed. I have to assume they were, but they're like, "Let's go get the plane." It's like
We'll look for 'em in the air.
You're 10 feet away from them.
Yeah.
Get them.
Yeah.
Get them with a gun.
Yeah, but they
Shoot them.
they take off for the plane, and everybody else is just traipsing through the woods, and
Yeah.
I think we might have lost them. And
Well, this whole segment is jokey. I mean, the music
Very much.
obviously is telling you it's jokey, but there are jokes to go along with it, which is fine. I mean, because you've got these two guys who are not a menace of any kind. They're not supposed to be in any way taken seriously. So
yeah, but they're flying around. It's not even really a plane. It's like this ultralight
Yeah.
amphibious thing,
Yeah.
weird thing that they were in.
exactly.
And,
A Denver killer.
What? Oh, John Denver kid. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, too soon. No. But yeah,
They are, though.
so they're like they're flying around. They're like, oh look, there they are, because everybody else is kind of giving up, and
Yeah.
they do the fly over with the grenade and drop it right on this boat that they were about to take. Not
Yeah.
these guys' boat, just some random boat,
some boat.
and blow it the hell up, and the guys dive, and there's a little bit of an explosion. And that's,
It's more than a little bit of an
When they
explosion.
dive, there's a little explosion. When they cut to the long shot, there's a big ass explosion.
okay.
Yeah.
but I guess everyone finds them because of the explosion, and they're all kind of comically singed and everything. And they're like, all right, well, we're sending you away. Probably going to go up there for a few years because you killed a cat.
Yeah.
Attempted murder doesn't matter.
No.
The cat, fuck that cat.
You sons of bitches.
Yep.
Yeah.
So has
And I do like that they cut back to the couple that was still inside eating, and they slowly push their plates away from themselves.
yeah. It's just this. It's the whole gags, just series of gags in this scene.
Yeah.
Now okay, Abilene and Atlanta have shown up. That
Uh-huh.
they've joined. So we've got the entire crew now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, they were all there by the time they got to the
Yeah,
big-
because they
big
rolled up
tree.
in a speedboat. And
Yeah.
it's like that first shot of Atlanta is just like, oh God.
Yeah, because you couldn't really tell when
Yeah.
she was on stage. But yeah, when she shows up, it's just like...
No, that's Edie. Atlanta's the one who just rolls up.
She was on the stage with Edie.
They were part of that. That's
Yes.
who. Wait.
Yes, Shane is the guy that was doing the dancing, right?
Oh God. I
Am I wrong?
don't.
I don't think they did. They did absolutely nothing to establish them otherwise. I'm pretty sure they were the backup dancer people on Edie's show.
Maybe I didn't put that together, but Jesus, if that's true.
I think I would have noticed.
I think they dressed her where
That.
you couldn't really tell.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
You're right.
Yikes. Okay.
Either
No,
way,
that's what I said earlier. I'm pretty sure that they were just
it's
kinda-
all linked.
Yeah. So anyway, the whole team's together,
Yep.
and they're like, "Let's go to this. We're going to this house in the hills that's soundproof."
Mm-hmm.
Lucas is like, "I know, because I fucked her."
Yeah.
And it's
Soundproof. Wink, wink.
yeah. And Eric Estrada looks at Donna like, "So we should find out, right?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "Yeah, I'm working.
No.
Yeah."
We're the only two here that aren't a pair right now, so
Yeah, everyone else is just, they're like, great, get us a room. Because apparently they can't wait between scenes. There's constant just like,
Yeah, so they go to this lodge place, and then there's some other place they're supposed to hide out, which doesn't really make any sense. I was saying, like, they go like 3 feet away and from this New Orleans place, and they're in some other place. And
yeah. But then they
hiding.
go 3 feet from there, and they're in
Dallas.
Dallas, at Lucas's house,
Right.
which
But-
the door's unlocked.
of course it is.
But I don't know. Second, or what number team are we on now? Fourth?
4, yeah.
Yeah.
Is 4 the sniper? Yeah, the 4 is the sniper people.
Yes.
4's the
That's
people
correct.
who roll up on the dirt
Yeah,
bikes.
they roll up on dirt
Yeah,
bikes.
because this is a place that nobody should know about.
Nobody, no. And they're all taking turns guarding the house,
Well, and they
except
even-
for the women who have jumped in the goddamn hot tub.
Well, no. Before that, like when they first roll up to this place, they are all in the speedboat. That
Yes.
There's
that
94 people
Yeah,
in
the
the
Shane
speedboat,
and Tits McGee rolled up in. They are
Yeah.
now all in this regular ass speedboat.
Yeah.
And Eric Estrada, because he has to have a few scenes every once in a while, has this whole thing of like, we can't trust anybody except for ourselves. And then everybody does this like Walton's look at each other like, what about you? 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 And,
Yeah, except
then-
for Bruce, who doesn't look at anybody.
yeah. And then they all just kind of get out of the boat like, well, all right.
Yeah.
I guess we trust each other.
Let's go.
Just making sure we know who everybody is.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the girls are like immediately like, hot tub.
Hot tub.
Hot tub.
Yeah.
That's where they do their best thinking and lounging.
I guess the guys have to do patrol shifts because they're like,
Well, yeah, because the night before, Bruce is hanging out doing his shift, and that's when Nicole comes out and has the most depressing sex I've ever seen with another human being. Mostly.
yourself excluded.
Present company excluded.
Oh,
Sorry,
Chuck,
buddy. That
you
was
set
just a
that
soft.
No, I said that's why I was putting it out there.
Is it?
Yeah. But God,
What is the
She
deal with
comes
this?
out there and
What
just
is
has,
the deal?
she has the angriest look on her face. For
well,
one.
she's got a bottle of booze, and
She's
and a
doing
shaker
tequila
of salt.
yeah.
tequila shot.
But she just
She
dumps salt
dumps
all
salt
over
on the
him
guy.
and licks him in the angriest way possible.
I don't get what.
And then just opens the tequila bottle and produces a lime out of
Yeah.
nowhere, and it's just like angry.
And then just throws the lime, and then it's like, I guess I'll have sex with you. And God, it's just, she's so mad.
Is there? I don't know. I thought she was going to turn out to be like a turncoat and distracting the guy on who's supposed to be on a watch shift.
I don't know.
No,
I
it's just she comes out.
every pair has to have sex on camera.
Yeah.
think it's I think when they
contractual.
started filming, Sedaris told Donna and Nicole to be angry because their lives are in danger. Because Donna does it to an extent, but she's still kind of lighthearted. But Nicole is just like, I'm fucking pissed. But it's like, you're so angry, and you're taking it out on the people who are trying to help you.
Yeah.
That one guy's really trying to help you, and you came to him. So
Yep.
yeah, I just. But
That
yeah,
did happen.
They have the angry sex, and then
So-
the next day,
Yeah, Eric Estrada is now on patrol, and he's kind of standing, like, there's this weird balcony between the hot tub and this dock. There's just a random boat dock down there.
Yep.
And he's just sitting there, and he's tossing a baseball up and down and kind of casually looking up at the girls at the hot tub.
Hot tub.
And all of a sudden, he reaches in his pocket, and he's got 3 or 2 other baseballs, and he's like, do-do-do-do, and juggles for like 10 seconds, and then puts the baseball back in his pocket. And it's like, why do you have that many? Why do you have any baseballs, much less that many in your pocket?
well, when he was throwing around the first one, I was like, "Why do you have that?" And then he produced 4, and I'm like, "Where the fuck are you? What is this?" But yeah, so
they had a little league match earlier in the day. And
Yeah.
they cut that.
cut that scene. It wasn't very good.
He's a baller.
Shot caller?
That's what it is. Yes, he's a baller.
Okay.
But yeah, so 2 guys come riding up on dirt bikes right out to the middle of the boat dock and park, and then get off the bikes and pick up 2 random fishing poles and just sit down. And Eric Estrada's like, well, that seems legit.
Yeah, that's all right.
We're in this remote, secluded place, but these guys just rode dirt bikes right in the middle of the dock, picked up 2 random fishing poles, and
Clearly, fisherman.
You
obviously,
can't make all that noise; you'll scare the fish away.
So he's like,
all right.
goes back on patrol.
Yeah, and immediately, like, they sit down and they're just like, all right, I'm going to kill the blonde up there, and produces from this little case, like, this weird pistol sniper rifle thing.
Screws it together, and
And then Mrs. Donna, like, shoots some flower pot.
Well, yeah, because like Eric Estrada's just dicking around.
Yeah.
That whole time. He's
Yeah.
like, oh wait, that chick has double G boobs. Let me check her out. Yeah.
yeah. But Edie's like, "Hey Donna, get me a cigarette."
Yeah. That's
And Donna just has a cigarette in her mouth, which she lights,
Uh-huh.
and then starts swimming over to Edie to give her the cigarette, and then the shot hits like a flower pot.
Right.
And they're not concerned enough to get out of the hot tub. They're just like,
oh shit.
what the hell?
Well, the 2 guys are like, you missed, let's get out of here. So they
Yeah.
jump on the bikes and start taking off. And
Which really should have been the end of those guys, because they had this narrow path to get
Right.
away. And
Yeah, there was only one way off the dock.
yeah.
they could have been like 100 other places with better cover. And
Either way.
Anyway. But yes, Estrada takes a few shots and misses them. And
He and Bruce jump on bikes, and they're like,
Well,
Bruce.
Donna goes running around and jumps on the bike, still in the bikini first.
yes.
And Eric Estrada comes up and picks her up and sets her off the bike, and she's like, "The hell are you doing?"
Well, she's doing comical, like, legs still
Yeah.
moving as I'm still trying
I
to
am a
operate.
special agent with over 30 confirmed kills and blah 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 blah. And he's like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah. So
Yeah, just hang out. Just wait here. Be right back. Let the men handle this.
So yeah, they do. They go right.
Yeah, he
off.
didn't want to say we don't have a stunt double for a chick in a bikini.
Right. Yeah. But we could put shades on and big heavy jackets, and we won't look like ourselves.
Yeah, so they kind of split up and chase the 2 guys that have also split up on dirt bikes.
Yeah, but during this scene, either they got like the least trained dirt bike riding stuntmen in the world, or there was something wrong with those bikes or something.
or they
Well, they were riding
they
on
actually let
this
the actors
one-
do it.
Yeah.
This one guy is barely in control of his bike
Yeah.
for pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, the one guy who took the shot is terrible at bike riding, but then like Bruce on his bike, and it's actually him, fucking just eats it, just wipes the
yeah,
fuck
there's
out.
a point where he dumps the bike.
Yeah, and it's like, oh,
And I guess they just leave it in and put
Yeah.
it back on.
'Cause,
but
yeah.
he is the bike. You can see it just fishtailing and him barely hanging on.
yeah,
The whole time that he's riding.
well, leaves are slippery. So like,
indeed.
But he did do a sweet little wheelie for a little bit.
there
They
were
all
some-
rounding one of
there
those
were-
corners.
There were some small, sweet wheelies.
Minor stunts.
Small
Minor
sweet
stunts. Stunts.
So do you think they just
SSWs.
wanted an excuse to put Eric Estrada on a bike?
Probably. Yeah.
And the other guy was like, I don't know how to ride a bike. And they're like, well, you're going to find out, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just watch this guy. He knows what he's
twist your wrist and it goes faster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing to it.
All right.
This thing breaks.
Yeah, but so eventually Bruce catches up with his guy.
Yep.
And the guy takes one shot at him, and Bruce just goes, oh,
But no,
shit.
his guy rides through a plate glass window.
Oh, that's right,
In the
that's
middle of
right.
the fucking woods.
Yeah.
There was a hut for some reason.
Like a mini
somehow.
greenhouse or something.
All right,
maybe?
I don't know, but dude, just fucking.
I don't blame him for defenestrating himself on a bike through this, because I would not expect that to be there either.
Probably not. Yeah.
But yeah, he does that, and that's when he has to get off his bike,
Yeah.
and he gets a shot off at Shane, not Shane, Bruce,
Yeah.
who's literally like 12 feet away.
It's like a naked
misses
gun
him.
scene. They're like literally like
Yeah.
3 feet away from each other. But yeah.
Yeah,
One guy
Bruce is
misses.
like, oh shit, and shoots him in the chest, so that guy's done.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Eric Estrada catches up to his guy who has had to dump his bike.
Yeah. They're both on foot, hiding behind trees.
Yeah.
Guy produces a shotgun. I don't know where.
Oh, it was on the bike.
Was it?
It
Okay.
actually was set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like a old school double barrel shotgun where he has to stop and
Yeah.
reload it every time, and apparently he's firing both barrels because
Yeah.
it's just like bang. Okay, hold on.
Timeout.
Don't.
Yeah, but Eric Estrada takes a couple shots at him from like behind the tree, and all of a sudden is like, wait a second,
He starts grinning like an idiot.
and produces the baseballs, to which he throws them and like wildly missing them, and the guy's like, this motherfucker's throwing baseballs at me.
You can't match my shotgun.
Yeah, he actually says that.
He has this sort of
So
monologue to
he
himself.
throws 3 baseballs that miss kind of wildly, and he's kind of like, the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Shotgun here. Until he pulls out the 4th one, removes a little kind of patch on it, and pushes a button. Beep.
Yep.
And the guy, for whatever reason, is like, oh, you're going to throw a baseball at me. So he turns the shotgun around into a bat. And is standing there. So Eric Estrada throws this thing, and he rides up and swings. And
Makes good contact.
boom!
Just
It was so great.
disintegrates.
So
Awesome.
great.
Yeah. That was pretty fantastic. I mean, stupid as shit. Like, it makes absolutely no sense, but whatever, man. It's
Yep.
pretty good.
So, yeah, that happens. And then, Bruce shows up, and he says some dumb
Hello,
line
Bruce.
about, I threw him his best pitch. I should have given him the slider or something like that. I don't know.
Not a good
yeah.
no.
Like strikeout. That's
Yeah.
how you make that a joke.
Right.
You're fucking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they go back to the house and they're like, well, that was team 4.
Uh-huh.
We should probably leave.
No, I think they're like, no.
No, they don't leave yet.
No, they don't discover. They have to go get the night vision guns.
Right.
Because they send everybody but, like, Donna and Eric Estrada and, like, one other person, like, on this boat
Yeah.
to go get these night vision guns.
Right.
And,
Donna gives her
well,
watch.
yeah, they're like, we have to synchronize our watches. And Edie's like, watch?
I don't
I don't have a watch. Oh,
How
Donna's like, here, take mine, which has the tracker.
Yeah.
So they get on this boat, and this is when the team of Hot Dog and Sledge, they've been on the screen the entire time.
Yep.
As, like, we knew that this was an upcoming team of Hot Dog and Sledge.
Team 5.
We
Team
could not
5.
wait to see Hot Dog,
Hot Dog and Sledge, man.
So they
It's
go.
going to be great.
We figured they were going to be like blaxploitation
Yeah.
type guys
Yeah.
or something, but
Big
no.
bad motherfuckers.
Shamefully,
Yeah.
a
Doodlebug and
couple
Pickle.
of freaking weirdos.
Well, because they have this whole scene. Like, they go and get the night vision guns, which
Yep.
are just in a box covered by some leaves.
Yeah.
And
They're in the
apparently
gun bush.
it took 4 people to go get these
Well, instead of just getting them and getting back on the boat, they're like, okay, let's go on patrol.
in the middle of nowhere.
And, like, 2 of them go on patrol, and then it's like
Yeah, it's Tits McGee and Shane.
Shane. And they're like, waterfall. After doing, like, 5 minutes of Predator through the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, even the music is sort of the same as Predator, but they just comically bump into each other, and they're like, oh, look, a waterfall. Let's fuck in it.
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's usually my response
Sure.
to a waterfall.
Don't go chasing them. Just, you know.
No, I
Fucking
stick
'em.
to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to.
But yeah, so she takes the towel of a shirt off that she has on, and he can't even have sex with her boobs in this scene because they are larger than the frame. It's like they can't be in the shot if he's also going to be in the shot,
Yeah.
and they just do awkward things in the waterfall for a while, and then they just roll back.
There were stone mountains.
No, Pandora Peaks.
They were so big that they had, like, Confederate generals on them.
Confederate generals.
Yeah,
All right.
huh?
Their name's Atlanta.
I know.
I
it's-
know.
Yeah, South will rise again.
Laser light show that.
So,
Anyway.
yeah. So they're like, all right, we've had the sex. So
Well, all right, we've had the sex.
Yes, and now it's morning.
that's usually what I say, too.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, all right.
All right, we got to get back to
So,
this.
yeah, they
see you next week.
Next Tuesday. Okay. But yeah, so they get back on the boat, and it's morning now, and they're riding along, and then whatever his name, Sledge and Hot Dog, show up, and we never see their faces. They're just 2 guys on actual old school jet skis.
Well, we
Like,
see their eyes, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, we see
Okay.
because they're wearing.
Yeah, because there's that one scene if they're like, "Let's go,"
and they
okay.
put goggles on.
and they cut to that shot, which I still don't even know where it was, but it's like a architectural. It's this cathedral-looking thing, but all of a sudden it's like there's jet skis running through it.
I'm sure it's some kind of aqueduct somewhere.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's pretty cool
Under a
looking.
bridge.
Maybe should have done more there. But they
Couldn't afford it.
roll up on them on their jet skis,
Rolled up.
start shooting, and Abilene's.
Being Abilene and can't shoot
At
with his
least
giant gun.
At least they're keeping it consistent. At least they're keeping the jokes of.
Give him a big ass 44 Magnum and then have him be able to hit nothing. But
He does hit something.
he does hit something this time. Because he fires kind of wildly one time and hits a duck that just goes and falls into the water.
So it just throws this duck pelt, and he's like, "Oh no!"
And even what's her face? Atlanta's like, "You killed a duck."
And that's when Shane or Lucas is like, "Fucking just get up here and drive. I will take care of this." And they produce the guns that they went to go get out of the
Yeah,
forest.
Duh.
Yeah,
Just almost immediately shoot
Yeah, and
these
he and
guys.
Edie both just snipe those
Yeah.
dudes.
yeah.
Which is like
And that's
And
the end of
hot
Hot Dog and Sledge.
Sledge. This is it.
Hot Dog and Sledge are bitches.
now,
Yeah.
granted, their wetsuits or whatever kind of look like Robin from the old school Batman comics. Like
Yeah.
they were weird, crazy. But they did nothing. They just
Nothing.
they menaced them slightly with jet skis and then died.
Yeah, they
Died doing what they love
Yes, jet ski.
and murdered.
Menacing people on jet skis.
Yeah, man, expecting so much more from Hot Dog and Sledge.
Yeah.
I know.
Very disappointing.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, and at this point, Pat Morita's like, well, shit.
Final
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, we're down to our last
Bring in
team.
the A team this time.
Right. And we see
Lou
them.
and Chen.
Yeah, and they've had a training montage where they're shirtless and punching each other, doing the karate.
The karate.
Yeah, as they often want to do.
Right.
Pat Morita's like, go.
Yeah, go get him.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Time to do this.
Yeah, and now when they get back, they're like, I don't know why, but they're like, well, things must have been kind of crazy. And they're like, yep, sure was.
We're leaving.
We should probably not be here anymore. Oh, because they decide to cook dinner, and they discover the bug on the watch.
No, that's
finally.
that's when they leave. They
Yeah.
leave first because they're like, "Look, we got to go to Lucas's
Oh, that's
house
right. Yeah, they
in Dallas.
Okay.
And it's
Mhm.
like, do, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden they're there.
they all
Yeah,
jump on the
he's-
bikes, and it's like, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, we're there.
Yeah. And they're just hanging out in the kitchen. It's just like, the girls are like, we're going to make dinner. And they start busting out TV dinners. We're like, really?
Well, right before this, they've all
It's the
said
dumbest
there's a
thing.
mole there's a mole.
Yeah.
One of us is a mole.
All right, because they accuse Atlanta.
Yeah, they accuse Atlanta and they accuse Eric Estrada.
Yeah. But Atlanta gets in a good little terrible spoken speech of, I wear many hats, and my hats are the same color as your hats, and hats are what I have on, and
Yeah.
hats.
And
Oh, look at all your different colored hats.
yeah, and Lucas is just like, everybody shut up.
Yeah.
I picked them. They're good.
Right.
Shut up.
Right. Now make us dinner.
Mhm.
So,
So Edie decides to throw something in the microwave.
hit start on the
Like
microwave.
a loaf of bread or something. She's like, here.
Oh, she's putting a hungry
I'm
man in
making
there. She wants
toast.
his TV dinner and
I'm making toast. It's in the microwave.
hits the start button, and all of a sudden just like, she's like, ow, what? Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's this whole scientific, like, it's a laser tracking thing that the microwave heated up so the watch is getting hot.
Yeah, like three of them come over to investigate. They're like, well, let's take a look at this. And
That's how they knew where we were.
yeah.
Okay,
Immediately, the satellite phone rings.
Yes.
And Lucas is like,
Nobody has this number.
what is this tomfoolery here? He says,
Well, I love that right before that I was like, as soon as I heard the phone ring, I'm like, oh, so you've discovered my secret watch.
yes.
And then Pat Morita calls and he's like, oh, so you've discovered my secret watch.
And they're like, all right, here's what's going to happen. Tomorrow, noon, two guys are going to show up. You send the ladies out, hand-to-hand combat.
And Lucas does not want any of that. He's like, how about
Nah.
you fuck yourself?
Click.
Yeah. Just-
How about no?
no. Beep.
Pat Morita's sitting there for a second. He's like, the fucker hung up on me. Did he just...
Go anyway.
Yeah.
He didn't agree to my terms, but whatever. You'll go anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the girls are like all about it. They're like, all right, we'll kick their asses.
They wait for everyone to go to sleep, and they're like, let's go call Pat Morita. Because I bet he's still
Yeah.
sitting there by the satellite phone. And he's sitting right
Right
there by
by
the
the
satellite phone.
He's like,
Yeah.
he was just waiting for him to call back.
Yeah.
He's like,
And he gives
please
them
respond.
stupid directions.
Drive down this road for 4 miles, then stop, turn left to go half a mile, and then stop again, and
Yeah.
that's you'll be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See you there.
The worst, like downloadable GPS voice
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
So yeah, they go and they're in their black cat suits.
In the entirely brown forest.
Yep. And they're kind of sneaking around for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, from out of the leaves, ninjas.
Suddenly ninjas.
Those two guys are now ninjas.
One from the trees and one from the leaves.
Yep.
That's true.
I'll show you the hand gesture later.
Okay.
Please do.
Later.
Oh, okay.
right.
Never heard it. One in the leaves, two in the trees.
No.
One from the trees.
Oh,
one from the leaves.
Never mind.
Oh,
okay.
I'll teach you.
Oh.
I will teach you my ways.
I don't know if I want to know.
No,
Yeah.
I'm good.
So anyway,
Well, they get into a fight. Donna's kind of a sport about it. She's like, okay, I will fight you, Ninja. Meanwhile, Nicole is just like, fuck this. Don't hurt me, Mr. Ninja Man.
yeah.
Like,
Well, she gets kicked in the face like almost immediately.
yeah. But still, like, she kind of gets the drop on him later, and she's still like, just, no, please, I'm leaving.
Well, she's backing up against the tree, and she's like, "You don't even know me. Why are you doing this? Who are you?" Why? And he kind of pulls off his mask, like, "Well, who
Well,
are you?
Who are you?
And I think we find out slightly later that they've set all this up. That
Yeah.
like they pretended to leave the rest of them and go agree to do this because she's set up a bat behind this one tree. Like that was lucky that you remembered this specific tree,
Right.
that you knew exactly where you were going.
Yeah.
But whatever. And it's dumb. He's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I'm Batman."
Clang.
I kind of liked that a lot.
Well,
It was not delivered well.
no,
No.
it would have been better with somebody else.
Yeah.
Still,
Plus,
Somebody
plus,
gave a
plus
shit
Morgan
about being
Freeman.
in this movie.
Yes.
Morgan Freeman already used this
Yes.
joke. Well, you know.
did he
Did he?
Did he?
use it before?
Yes.
Yeah. He actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the same year.
Was it? Oh.
Was it?
Was it?
Was it?
Anyway, so yeah, she hits him, and then like it makes it kind of worse because she goes like, "I'm Batman." Haha, that was good.
Yeah, I'm just like, nah.
No,
She's pleased with herself.
It was
Yeah.
better when you didn't repeat it
In the
Right.
moment.
Yeah.
But Donna's produced ninja stars.
She
Oh,
did,
yeah.
yeah.
She flings one at her ninja guy, and the guy's like, ow!
She went,
Gets him
she
right
went
in
to
the
the flea
thigh.
market.
Yeah.
Got some,
Picked up some sweet ninja stars.
Yeah.
some airbrushing and some ninja stars.
Right past the pets you do not
She
buy.
got a Tweety bird on her back.
Yeah. R.I.P. Ninja.
But yeah, the ninja's like, ow, what? These things really hurt.
That thing's sterling silver. Ow.
But
I wish it was sharper.
But now they cut to Eric Estrada, who's just sitting on a stump flying the remote control Huey around.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, sweet, this is fun. And they cut away from him. It's like, well, all right. That was interesting. And then
Yeah.
so like the ninjas run up to this shack. And they're like, I bet they're in the shack.
Well, the best thing is like after they kind of get the shit kicked out of them, one of them produces the little tracking thing they've all had,
Yeah.
and it's kind of beeping. They're like, they're out there somewhere.
Yes. It's like,
Thanks.
yeah. They were
Thanks for
just,
that.
Yeah,
they were
good
just
job.
there 10
Are
seconds
they?
ago.
Are
Where else
they?
would they be? Just teleport out of there, you idiot. So they roll up on the shack and they hear them in there talking. They're like,
Oh, I don't know. I'm
They're
very scared.
nuts.
There's ninjas
Yeah.
out there, and they're gonna kill us.
yeah.
and We should
Okay,
run.
let's go in there and get them. So they aha!
And they beat up two mannequins
And
with
they're like,
wigs.
mannequins? A tape recording? Well, this is odd.
Mannequins too. They must be on the move.
Oh.
Son of a.
Grr. But anyway, they hang out in the shack for an abnormally long time.
Yeah, the way they edit this whole thing is poor.
Yes.
Like just some resequencing would have made it a lot better
Yeah.
because they have to take the time to show Donna and Angry Chick
Nicole.
running up. Nicole running up to Eric Estrada
Yeah.
and going, "All right,
Yeah.
now we can do this."
Because they've slid missiles onto the Huey.
Of course,
And he's like,
It's
go.
a chopper.
yeah,
Okay.
whatever. But yeah,
Whose
but,
chopper is this?
But the editing is so poor that it feels like these guys are just hanging out in this shed for like
a long time.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Because they're just like, well, we
Going.
should reevaluate what we're doing. Let's hang out here
This-
for a second.
I don't know, but with the tape recorder and the fact that the tracking thing is in here, and there were mannequins, I'm smelling it might be a trap.
It could be a trap.
It could be
be.
a trap.
That meme hadn't hit yet, though,
Yeah.
so it wasn't really foremost in their brain.
They didn't have an admiral telling them.
No, they
Yes.
didn't. So they look out the window and they're like, oh,
Ooh.
check that out.
Hey, look at that
Hey,
helicopter.
helicopter. That thing looks
I
cool.
bet that's made of balsa wood and silk.
And dope.
It's
And
it's a
dope.
dramatic recreation of this classic 1970s.
Oh, actually, it's from Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Because
they
it
get
has
blown
death
the
from
fuck
above
up.
on it. Yeah. So they shoot the two rockets at the shed. Shed blows the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, because and the girl said something about like, oh, hand-to-hand combat.
Hand to hand.
Here's my hand. Here's my hand.
Yeah, and they high five.
That's our hand-to-hand
Yeah.
combat. High five.
Yeah. Yeah, they do the hand-to-hand joke twice
Mm-hmm.
because they each use a hand to fire each missile on the remote control.
Yeah.
And then they high five. It's like,
Yep.
here's the real hand-to-hand. High five.
Yeah. And then there's this really dumb denouement scene where they all are kind of in evening wear now.
That's a theme. All these
Hanging
movies
out.
end,
Yes.
they all get all gussied up, and usually it's to steal whatever they were trying to protect. But
Yep.
at least this time they're not doing that.
No.
They've protected their lives.
No.
Hey, we
Maybe
rescued the
they're
diamonds.
stealing-
Let's steal them.
Yeah,
Maybe
no.
they're stealing each other.
And the
Donna
thing is,
and
Nicole
Nicole.
Yeah.
still looks pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Super pissed.
Like, even more pissed than she was.
Like, I can't believe our lives are saved.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But they act like they've completed some sort of grand mission.
Yes.
Well, because
But
Lucas out of nowhere is like, oh, we contacted Silk, the lady who's on Pat Morita's team. She's working for us now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, we tracked him through the satellite.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know where he is.
Yeah.
Now we've got a tracker on him.
Well,
we're
no,
like,
because
oh.
they do this whole thing where she gets a delivery.
But they say that
Yeah.
they've got a track,
Yeah.
and then they cut to the scene
Right,
where
right.
this shit happens because I guess they filmed it. And
sure.
Long
yeah,
ass time.
long
to
ass
basically
time
put a
to-
tracker on Pat Morita.
And then cut back and go, well, we know where he is. Let's go get him. And they're like, nah, we could do a lot more good just kind of knowing where he is and
Busting up his crimes,
yeah,
which really
And then
seems
they're
like a
like,
bad idea.
in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
Is Pat Morita back in the next one?
Nope.
Nope.
He never returns.
Never returns.
to Andy Sedaris' world.
All
Maybe
right.
they were planning on it. Maybe that's what this was supposed to be, like a
I
setup
guess,
for
like,
future,
he was
like
there.
take down Kane, but never again.
Yeah. So as it is, it just kind of ends kind of anticlimactically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what? You're not going to go get the bad guy?
And cheers.
I mean, you've got him on a lot of attempted murder charges.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And you could probably charge him with the deaths of all the people that got killed along the way.
Then the cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and the cat.
And the cat.
They actually make that joke. Or no. Abilene says, I killed a duck.
Yeah, they're all celebrating, and they're just like, "What's wrong, Shane?" He's like, "I killed a duck."
You did.
Don't worry about it. At least you finally hit something.
Yeah. At least you're not Nicole who
Clink.
poisoned that cat.
Yeah. That's
Maybe
why
that-
she was so mad.
Oh, that's why. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Cat got her fun.
Cat got your fun.
What's
So-
the matter?
Let's rate it.
Yep.
No Stargrove.
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't know. That song's that cowboy French cowboy song is pretty good. But
Yeah.
no. They do say the title early on.
Yes.
They do.
They do say "do or die."
He tells them
they
they have two choices: do or die.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Right.
Yep.
I'll rate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The later we get in Sedaris movies, the tougher these are. Just overall. There are really fun bits in this, but they're very, very, very few and far between, unfortunately. I think maybe I can give this 2 jocks, and that's feeling really generous. But I don't know. The baseball thing is just so dumb. Like, I think I would give the movie A jocks overall, just for kind of the general dumb tomfoolery that happens. But the baseball thing is kind of like the razor frisbee
Yeah.
level of dumb.
Yeah.
yeah,
Plus, I mean, when you add in the Kane rocket launcher and things like that, there are still some interesting bits. But God, the flying stuff and the model airplane thing goes on way, way too long, way too long. So, all right, I'm gonna settle on 2 jocks.
I liked it better than you.
Okay.
I'm going 3. There's a lot of it's goofy in the way I wanted it to be goofy, and kind of like having fun with everything, and just the random sex that just happens so often. And I mean, and yes, the flying stuff in the beginning kind of sucks, and yes, it kind of sucks that the ending is completely anticlimactic because they were clearly setting up for something they'd never go back to.
Right.
But I got some good laughs out of all that stuff. I mean, like the baseball scene is just hilarious, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of fun stuff, and the one-liners actually are kind of like, some of them are so bad that they actually are funny. You know, like
Yeah.
they're so terrible that they're good.
Mhm.
But yeah, Nicole, man,
She's mad.
I wish she wasn't in I wish they still had Taryn back.
I'd be
'Cause I
okay
liked-
with
I
her
liked
in
her a
it
lot
if she
better.
was just cheerful about it. Like,
Yeah, but she just seems like very much like she does not want to be there,
Well,
and that sucks a lot of the fun out.
the
of it.
Donna Taryn dynamic was just much more fun. I mean, it was like the Xena Gabrielle
Yeah.
thing, because like Donna was always like all business, and she was like, I'm bubbly and fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's still I enjoy this a lot more than Guns and
Yes. What was the
Yeah.
last one?
and before that was Savage Beach,
Beach.
which tonally Savage Beach is just weird.
Yeah.
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 I liked it even more than you did. I'm gonna give it 4 jocks,
Yeah.
kind of as a reward for not being all of the movies after Hard Ticket to Hawaii, because we were just getting bummed out watching these because they became so straight.
Yeah,
and
it's like they were trying too hard to make them real movies.
Yeah,
and it's like this one they scaled back and were like, you know what, this is kind of a Cinemax thing.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that.
Yeah, and I mean it's got the goofy sex nudity stuff, which I mean, with the size of these girls' chests is absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where what's her face, the star, looks modest in comparison to everyone else who has since shown up. Whereas when we first saw her, we were just like, "Geez," but going back to what I want to call its roots of having the goofy gadget stuff and having the goofy kills and not taking itself super seriously and still sticking to the Abilene joke, which I appreciate. The scenes all worked for me. I was never like, oh, God. I mean, except for the thing in the desert, which was clearly just, we will let you film here if you promote the shit out of our whatever festival this is.
Yeah.
That went on too long. But everything else was, this is dumb, this is fun, okay, that's over, let's get to the next thing. It's nowhere near a good movie. I mean, it's terrible, but
Yeah.
in that kind of, like, all the stuff I want in one of these, this is the best one since Hard Ticket to Hawaii, I think. It's not even close to that, obviously, but I have to give it a reward for not being as dull as the last 3 or 4 that we watched. So,
Yeah, it just needs a cancer snake.
yeah.
Maybe.
Or if they had just used the same stock footage shot of rocket launchering dude out of his office building window and done that to Pat Morita, that would have been fine too. But yeah, the lack of a resolution on that is kind of a bummer.
Yep.
Yeah, and I will have to say that I don't like it as much as you do.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Shocker. Killjoy.
Sorry. There's something that just didn't bring me the kind of joy for a Four Jocks movie. And like we said, there was some things like the stupid aviation stuff. Like, part of me actually likes it because I think model airplanes are cool, but in my Tits and Explosions movie, I don't need 20 minutes of model airplanes kind of bumming me out and bringing things down, if you will.
I get it.
So it only manages to earn 3 jocks, and it's kind of a tepid 3 jocks.
Flaccid 3 jocks.
Yes, a slowly
Saggy 3 jocks.
slowly deflating 3 jocks.
I understand.
And man, I mean, I'm all for tits. You know,
Really?
I
Bold statement.
bold, yeah,
Do you have a ribbon for that?
yeah, I do. It's 2 pink ribbons right next to each other.
With a smaller red ribbon in between each pink one.
That's correct. And then a small chevron below those.
All right.
But there's something really off-putting. Like, it's been getting worse as the series has gone on. Like,
The boob quality?
Yeah, we've
Okay.
been perhaps getting more, but they've been weirder. Like, what's her name? Phoenix Pandora Peaks. I'm sorry, and I hate to be, like, criticizing this so much, but it's weird. You
We're
know,
in that
it's-
early 90s
Yeah.
time when it was just like fucking
When they were using
sandbags for
stones.
tits. Yes. It was just,
Yeah.
please place
The
2 boulders
technology
in my
had not
chest.
been perfected
No.
yet.
They're like, do you want them to move? No. Do not ever jiggle again.
It's
It's weird.
They can
And-
be
and
measured
it's-
in stone in more than one way.
Yes.
right, exactly. Yeah,
2
like,
stone.
like they had, Fred and Barney carving them out there.
Hey, Fred. Double D's.
But also, it's just awkward the way they're displaying them in this movie. It's like the whole spinning around in the pool with Eric Estrada
That's a weird sex
thing.
scene.
It's a very metaphoric
Yeah, I don't think we
sex
even
scene.
talked about that, did we?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He finally gets to have sex with her. Kinda.
Maybe.
I don't think they had sex. I think it was just a lot of posing and
I think it was like
flash
it
dancing.
was a crazy
Yeah, it was
Esther
a-
Williams sequence.
Yeah.
Spun around and
Little
dipped into
synchronized
the
swimming
pool.
going on.
Yeah.
It's
The
yeah.
water flowed nicely.
It did.
So
Yeah. Okay.
anyhow,
Yeah. It's not the best one. I mean, Hard
Take a
Ticket
break?
is still one of the best movies we've ever watched.
He's never going to top
for
that.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this show.
Yeah.
So
We kind of ruined it right off the bat.
Yeah, we kind of did start at the top, but still, I mean, this one is way more fun than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Because of the trajectory of the ones that we've seen so far.
I was worried this was going to be it. Like, we were just going to go, no more of these. This is garbage.
No,
So,
this one's a lot of fun.
yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
All right.
Let's.
Okay.
I'm proud of us for not saying leather as much as well.
She didn't look as bad.
I know.
She looked a lot. I mean, it was almost like a different woman. She just must have like lived out in the sun for 6 months before that last one because it was just obscene.
Yeah.
How gross she looked.
I think it was actually cracking in certain scenes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, ma'am.
Like somebody put a football in a microwave.
Yes, exactly. Nailed it. And hey, at least her boobs move. Did they? I believe they did.
Yeah.
What do you think? Titty wiggling. One day I will not be sick.
How's that chat there, Chuck?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You don't have a computer anymore.
I looked at Harlow's chat. Mildly chatty.
Little chatting.
Some touches of chatting going on.
A smidge of chat.
Skosh.
Scotia. Nova Scotia. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, are you taking a selfie? What are you doing? What were you just doing?
I was pretending to take one. Like you were slightly offended by that.
What?
What are you doing? Are you taking a selfie? You son of a bitch!
Son of a selfie. I love that Super Bowl 50
Mm-hmm.
being called Super Bowl 50 is like a news event.
Yeah. No more Roman numerals.
Yeah. I think everyone would have gotten confused by Super Bowl large.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for. Well, they had Super Bowl. Did they have Super Bowl extra large for 40?
XXL?
Wouldn't they have had XL?
That was 40, yeah. They did
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Super Bowl extra large.
Yep.
I like that. They should have just ended it there.
They didn't
Should've
really
been
hit
no
it
more
like they
Super
should
Bowls.
have. But
So what are they? What is this year's 50?
I don't think so.
I don't
I
get
think
it.
it was like an announcement for 2018 or some shit.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? And
'Cause
that's like a trending thing.
Because they have to pick, like, 4 cities ahead. So the city can prepare.
Oh, for God's
Like,
sake.
so we can get all our river boats together.
Most recent was Super Bowl 48.
Yeah.
Yeah, only in 2 years. Will be Super Bowl L.
They probably just that sounded dumb.
It was an American football game between the American Football Conference champion Denver Broncos and National Football Conference champion Seattle Seahawks
Oh.
to decide the National Football League champion for the 2013 season.
Yeah.
So, you dudes got movies?
All I have is dance movies.
I saw
All right.
the Lego movie, but I don't know if I have any other opinion than what. So I can probably skip it.
Okay.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's
but
pretty good.
I think I feel pretty much exactly like how you did.
What'd you watch?
And it took me about 3 days to get that goddamn song out of my head.
What'd you watch?
Frozen.
Oh.
No. The Lego movie. Yeah, it took about 3 days before I stopped going, everything is awesome.
Yeah.
Everything is pretty cool. You're part of a team.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Life's a happy song.
Yeah, I saw Neighbors and all the X-Men movies. Ever.
Ever?
No.
Like, even the ones in the future.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, Apocalypse, huh? Josh Brolin? Or no, he's Thanos. It's Apocalypse, somebody else.
They haven't said.
Oh, they haven't said yet.
Your butt.
My butt.
And and the teaser was
Lols.
nobody that was really recognizable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
And the teaser was just silly.
Just silly.
It was silly.
Silly goose.
I have a number of movies. The newest one is probably either Dread or Machete Kills. No, I watched some violent movies.
Movies about violence.
Movies of and about violence.
I just have dance movies, so when you're ready.
Cool.
Point to me,
That's all I'll
I'll
talk
talk.
to. That's all I'll talk about.
All right.
And honestly, I don't think either one of us has a ton to say about either one.
Nope. Absolutely not.
I will fight you a little bit on one of them, but not much.
Go ahead.
We had old ass voicemails.
Cool.
Sweet.
Do I need to pull up voicemails at all?
There's one from 522, and then another one from 523.
Oh no! I mean, yay!
Just
no,
two, but-
it's not that. It's just it's this opening up multiple windows thing.
Yeah,
on this
there's
POS.
there's there's a lot. Holy God. Okay. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. We're not going to get through all of them. That's for sure. I don't know either of the voicemails, so maybe we save them for last.
So you said 22 and 23, those ones?
Yeah,
Or-
522 and 523. One of them is from Mr. Slam Poetry.
Oh, okay.
As long as that wasn't the one we played last time, I'm trying to. I
Well,
can't.
both of these are got like the unread thing on them, so I would assume nobody's played them, including us
Yeah.
for the show. So
All right.
One, I
Uh,
think,
I'm
from a
gonna
new person, but
download them.
holy shit, it looks long. Oh well. So yeah, whenever you guys are all set.
hello, stomach.
That was loud.
Hello.
That was a growl.
So mad.
Your stomach was like,
Angry.
Goats
were
You got Nicole in your stomach.
They were very angry that day.
Why am I in your stomach? Release the Kraken.
No. No.
No.
No.
No. No Kraken.
No crack. All right, let's do this.
all right.
All right, welcome back.
Hey,
Hey!
BMFcast.
Hi.
Hey.
Second half. Half number 2.
Hey,
2 of
second
2.
half.
Hey, guys.
All right, let's
Hey, guys.
let's hit it hard with some movies, man.
All right, man.
Where are we starting?
I have seen 2 theater movies
All right.
Whoa.
since
Guess we're starting
I
there.
last casted. I saw Neighbors. starring Zac Efron.
Oh, High School Musical, Zac Efron?
Yes, High School Musical, Zac Efron. And Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne.
Hmm.
And that is
Okay.
not quite as funny as I was hoping it would be, but there's some really, really, really good character work in it. And I think that movie will hold up on multiple views and might become funnier. Because character-based ones kind of have that thing going for them. When I find that a lot of character-based comedy I didn't think was that funny at first, and then realized it upon subsequent viewings. And I think this might be one of those types of movies because nobody in that is the stereotype that you're expecting them to be from the trailers. And I think that Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne are very good choices to play the people they play in that movie. Because, the setup is frat house moves in next door to these people who've just bought this house in their nice little suburb. And
Right.
they're kind of stuck. Because, they do all the things that you'd think they would do. They go, okay, God, we have to sell it, but they can only sell it to the university, who's only going to give them half the cost, and they'll basically drive themselves bankrupt if they do it.
Mhm.
And, of course, they have like a 6-month-old daughter who's super cute. But I like that they subvert a lot of the stuff you're expecting them to be doing, because you expect the wife to be the one who's like, oh, we need to stop. This craziness needs to slow down. And she's like, no, this shit needs to happen. Like, she's kind of she does a lot of driving of the action.
Mhm.
And that
She's
works
not
really well.
a Talia Shire wet blanket.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, not at all. She's like more into it than he is at some points. And they give away a lot of the good jokes in the trailers because that's what happens these days. But
The trailers make it look like a bunch of computer enhanced gags.
not at all.
That's what I was when I saw the commercials.
That's
I was like
the airbag
ugh.
stuff. It's really a bummer because it's really set up well in the movie, but you know it's coming because you know exactly what it is from the trailers and the TV commercials.
Right.
But in the movie, they're just like, "That's really weird," and they don't say anything else about it, and it kind of sits there for a little bit until it happens, basically. And there's more to it than that, but I also like that the guys across, like the frat guys, are not just like all Blutarsky,
Right.
dudes. There's a lot of shades to them, and there's a lot of like, points where they're hazing dudes, and then one dude's like, "Fuck you guys, fuck off," and then they go to the side, and he's like, "Dude, you know why we do this, right?" It's kind of like the whole. They do a lot of good humanizing and character work with all of them that I think really works. The only issues I really have with it is, plot-wise, it does kind of the improv thing of, all right, we've solved the conflict. Now we have to go out of our way to restart it. And that happens about midway through the movie, where it's like, one side wins. There's nothing else I can do. And then it's kind of like, oh, wait, but we're only an hour into the movie. So now we just kind of have to be like, you know what? Fuck this. And the weird thing is, they actually give themselves an out for what happens later in the movie when two of the characters have a conversation that perfectly sets up why they would restart everything once they've solved it. And they don't use it until after they've already restarted it. That's when the characters have this discussion. It's like, that was clearly your out right there. And it's weird. It's kind of one of those that feels like, as far as editing goes, there could have been a little more polish because there is like a lot of improv-y stuff going on, but it still works because everyone's in character when they're doing it very well.
Is this one of those Seth Rogen written Evan Goldberg things?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not as funny as This Is the End, I can tell you that much. That movie's a lot funnier. But this one, I think this one will hold up over time. And it definitely works. And it's one of those premises, too, that I'm like, how has this not shown up in a movie before? And maybe it has, and I just haven't seen it, but I don't know. It's pretty good. I liked it.
All right.
I'd mildly recommend it.
I knew nothing about it, so maybe I will like it. Because I haven't seen a trailer or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zac Efron's pretty good. And so are a lot of the other guys that are in that fraternity.
I'm trying to
And
think
it's
if
kinda
I've
in-
ever seen a movie with Zac Efron in it.
You probably
I have
have. He
not.
snuck into a couple.
Yeah.
Like
I have
he
not.
shouldn't be in.
But I will say also that you're not always rooting for Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne throughout the movie. And that's kind of nice. To get to a point where you're like, they're kind of being dicks. I kind of see the point of these frat guys, So it's nice that it's not that one-sided about it. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I liked it. And I saw all the X-Men movies. I basically did a marathon of all of them before seeing Days of Future Past.
Mm.
Yeah. X-Men 1 doesn't hold up well at all.
Nope.
No. The effects are terrible in that movie. Holy crap. Like, we have TV movies now that look better than the majority of effects in X-Men 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the characters are full in stereotype mode. And then you watch X-Men 2, and it's like shocking that that was made by the same filmmaking team and the same actors and everything. Because literally everything about it is more confident and more well done. Like, it's like, all right, that was our trial run. Okay, here's the actual version of what we need to be doing. So that's a movie I can easily recommend. X-Men 3 is just kind of like what happens when you have a director who has no passion for the project they're doing. They just want to get it over with. That's kind of what you get with that movie. It's like, you know what? Things are going to look pretty good. We're not going to do anything too special with them. Everyone's going to hit their marks. And the movie's going to come out on time and on budget. And there you go. And that's basically what X-Men 3 is. And that movie, it's weird. It's a half hour shorter than X-Men 2. And if you read a plot summary of it, you'd think that a billion more things happen. Yet it feels like nothing happens in that movie. It's so weird. But it's not as terrible as everyone makes it out to be. But I think that's mostly because comic fans look at it and go, oh my God, they botched this, and this. And they wasted this, and this, and this, and this. And so they look at it and go, God, that's terrible. Whereas when you're watching it, it's just kind of like, it's just kind of there. It's just kind of average. It's not terrible. And all the effects are basically the best in the series.
Yeah.
But it just kind of sits there.
I would just say, as someone who is not a comic book person watching that movie, the chief complaint is, why are they wrapping this up?
Yeah.
Like, who decided it was time to wrap things up?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any need for it.
Yeah, there is a weird thing about that as well.
Yeah.
That and killing characters off screen, like major characters, is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just bad. And then First Class is better in every possible way, except for January Jones and Beast's costume, which are fucking atrocious.
Yep.
Wait, January Jones does something?
Nope.
She
She
stands
tries
around
to run the movie.
looking good, but
Then she speaks.
Oh, good.
her delivery is,
It's Betty Draper. I mean, that's
It's
all she
worse.
can do.
yeah, it is. It's so bothersome because everything else in that movie is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, and it makes me bummed that they never made the Magneto movie that they were going to make, because the first parts where he's like Magneto Nazi hunter are so fucking good.
Yep.
And then they just abandon them and do their whole buddy thing. But yeah, that movie, I can easily recommend that one and still laugh at Beast not even being able to speak and them having to ADR every single line that he delivers in the second half of that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Days of Future Past is really terrific. I really, really, really like that movie. Though I am admittedly a complete sucker for time travel movies. So that it kind of had that going for it first. And everything in the future is basically Terminator universe. Like, you know, when shit's gone wrong and the Terminators are killing everything, that's the future that the X-Men are in.
Crushing Skull Mountains. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
there are some
actually a
piles of
shot
bones,
of
yeah.
somebody stomping on a pile of bones.
Sweet.
Yeah. But that
Best future.
and it's weird that that's the majority of the action scenes are set there.
Mhm.
And they do some interesting fake outs with people dying and stuff.
Oh.
And though there's a lot they don't explain about how it's happening that way when you consider that you've watched the other movies.
Mhm.
You're like, wait, how did it get to this? And wait, didn't that happen to Wolverine? How come he's got metal claws again? And, you know, there's all that sort of stuff.
Right.
But they're like, don't worry about that. Don't bother. It's a movie. Go with it. And yeah, I mean, it was basically exactly what I wanted from that movie. And it's one of those that takes a little bit from the comic, but it's like, no, we are firmly in our movie universe, and we're not going to bother, you know, sucking up to comic fans and going, oh, no, well, this happened in the 70s in the X-Men comics, so it can't be that. They're like, fuck you. We're doing our thing, and I appreciate that about it. Because they make some characters kind of, like, unlikable. But I think it was Harlow last week said, like, Quicksilver's scene is one of the best ones in the movie, and yeah, Like, they use him just enough. He's in just enough of the movie where it's like you get one great scene and you get a couple things where you don't get annoying, and then you're out of the movie. And I was totally fine with that. Whereas, like, X-Men 3 is like, oh, you're in the movie now? Okay, here, hang around. Here's a scene for you again. You know, like, they don't just get rid of guys. Everybody has to be at the same place at the same time, and that's why that movie's so overstuffed. But
yeah, I never understood in the original ones why they kept Iceman around the entire time and never really gave him a point.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
just
it's like, wait, I know you're Iceman, but you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're just hanging out in the background as a dude.
Yeah, and then by 3, it's like, oh, I don't know, love triangle, maybe, because, saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
Origins was bad about that, too, of just having characters
Well,
meander around forever.
after watching X2, it's like you kind of show the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like Origins is just like, hey, remember what you saw in X2? Here it is. Again.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yep.
I know. But Days of Future Past it's a lot of fun. I appreciate what it does with the series and allowing them to move forward. I'm just like, it's one of those movies that's kind of, it's amazing that it exists. Honestly, like when you think about what they've done with those movies and where they went, like that they were just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to do this and we're going to make a whole, it's basically a crazy sci-fi Terminator mixed with an X-Men movie. And yet it kind of works. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think that probably is the best one of the series.
Yeah.
And if they'd kicked January Jones out of the First Class, that might be the best one, but she's not in this one.
And
so.
giving him like a month to work on the Beast costume, maybe?
Yeah, and Beast looks good in this. They did the smart move of making him basically like the Wolfman, but more agile and can speak, unlike in First Class.
Well, how did they handle it so well in 3? I mean, Kelsey Grammer was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So
Money and time? They literally
they
shaved
cut
like
6
3
months out
Okay.
of like that was the X-Men First Class was supposed to come out in December, and they're like, you know what, let's make it June.
All right.
And then they were like, you what? And that's why like when people are flying, those effects look terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I Days of Future Past, it's kind of surprised. Like, to me, it was almost surprising that Bryan Singer directed it because he handles almost everything in it so well that to a level that I did not expect after watching the first 2 X-Men. Because even though I like X2 and it's more confident, it's still not. It's not the comic book classic that all these people make it out to be. Sorry, everyone. My internet hate it now.
I think people were just really glad they did stuff instead of talk. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, when Wolverine is like, all right, it's business time, people are like, fuck yes, this is what we've wanted to see forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I could go on about a whole bunch of stuff, but yeah. Hey, Days of Future Past, well worth seeing. It's a really good movie.
Cool.
So how about you
Yes.
guys? What else you got for us?
I saw the Lego movie, but I have pretty much the exact same thoughts as you, so I will move on. It's good. I really liked it, but I echo almost everything you said about it.
Okay.
It's surprising how good it is, and that's about it.
Yeah. It's a well-written, funny movie.
Chuck? Nothing new? Okay.
That's why we're all looking
Okay,
at
all
you.
right. I didn't know if I was...
We discussed this.
I watched many of the movies.
Many of the movies.
No, I watched like more movies in a week than I've ever watched since I started this.
Uh-oh.
I noticed your PS4 has been saying Netflix and Amazon quite a bit.
Yeah, it's been burning up the streaming.
Okay.
I watched 5 movies, a documentary, and I finished a HBO series.
Jesus,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Holy God.
I finished Eastbound and Down, which I'd started watching. That's fucking hilarious, and I kind of wish there was more of it out there. I don't know if there's more than the 4 seasons, if there's anything else that I can go find and consume other than the Reebok commercials or whatever they were.
K-Swiss.
K-Swiss, that was it. Yeah.
Tubes.
Yeah. He's in commercials for MLB 13, the show.
Okay, nice. Is he in MLB 13, the show?
No.
He should be.
No.
Kenny fucking Powers.
Yep.
He's wearing old-timey baseball uniforms.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But yeah, that show is stupid, and hilarious, and nobody would ever do any of those things, but once you get past the first episode, you're already well into the absurdity of this world, and you just kind of fucking keep going with it. Because it never gets more serious. The documentary I watched was Dear Mr. Watterson, which is about the best comic strip that has ever existed in the entire history of time and will ever exist. And don't even fucking argue with me, because I'll throw you through the window. And that's Calvin and Hobbes. But it doesn't...
I don't know. Heathcliff is pretty good.
Shut the fuck up, you idiot.
Family Circus.
I hate all of you. But it's weird. It's a subject that I really, 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 really care about. And, well, I guess it's not weird, because it is a subject I really care about. I think they take something that's really an interesting part of comic history, and they do absolutely nothing interesting with it. They don't tell a story that anybody doesn't know already that's a fan of the comic.
Do they get to talk to him at all?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to talk to Bill Watterson.
See, then what's the point?
There is no point. There's like the only interesting thing they did was they went to the town where he grew up. And the most interesting thing about that town is that it looks like the landscapes that he paints of Calvin's actual world. And one of the books, Calvin is a giant Calvin and is terrorizing the town square of that town. That's the most interesting thing about the entire documentary. Like I said, it's nothing new.
So it's just people talking about their love of Calvin and Hobbes?
Kinda.
Okay.
Like, oh, this is Calvin and Hobbes, and this is... They talk a little bit about the comics industry, which is nothing you can't get from, looking at the fucking newspaper.
Yeah.
They talk a little bit about his influences, which is nothing you can't get from reading the Wikipedia article about him, or just knowing something about comic strips in general. They talk a little bit about a lot of things that don't fucking matter. They talk to a guy who wrote a book. And I think that's really... the only thing I can figure is this is a way for this documentary filmmaker to...
let people know he really likes Calvin and Hobbes.
A, do that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I really like Calvin and Hobbes. B, I'm a documentary filmmaker. Look at how good I am. C, hey, this is my friend. He wrote a book.
Oh, okay.
That's all I can figure. It's a giant waste of time. And I don't know, it made some sort of waves at some point, or some Calvin and Hobbes documentary did. Maybe I watched the wrong one.
I think it was this one.
I think everyone's just so starved for any information about it, because Bill Watterson, for all intents and purposes, dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Apparently he went to do watercolors, which I'd love to see the stuff he's been painting since then.
Yeah.
But
We'll see it one day, hopefully.
yeah.
But I also learned that, I guess this is cool. It is cool. There's a library that has all of his originals, and you can go sit down and look at them. That's cool, but
That's cool.
I could have found that out without this documentary if I wanted to go look at all of his originals.
Yeah.
But really, it just kind of wasted my time, and I was a little bit annoyed that something on a subject that I enjoy so much wasted my time. I would have rather spent that time with, one of my Calvin and Hobbes books. So don't waste your time if you're a Calvin and Hobbes fan. You will learn nothing new.
Okay.
Speaking of don't waste your time, I watched Glengarry Glen Ross.
Whoa, hold on.
The only thing you need to watch, if you've never seen it, the only thing you need to watch is the Coffee is for Closers speech. It's the only thing that really fucking matters about that movie. There's some shit I enjoyed, but that's another thing that just doesn't really go anywhere. I don't feel like it just didn't get... I sat there and I watched, okay, there are good performances in it, but it doesn't do anything. the only really, I think the only thing that you actually have to get out of Glengarry Glen Ross is the coffee is for closer speech. You can watch that and never have to watch the movie.
So the one character that wasn't in the original thing that was written in for the movie is the one thing we should watch. I'm just saying that the stage play. Alec Baldwin was not a character in the stage play. They brought him in for the movie.
Yeah. I mean, it is the film signature scene. I mean, that's
and it's within the first 20 minutes of the movie or so. You can watch that and get out. There are good performances, but it's just there's nothing better in that movie than that scene, and it doesn't do anything monumental, and there's no it's not the best anything.
That movie is not a story movie. That movie is an acting
character piece.
Well, it's an acting and a writing movie. You are watching someone who has written great words and handed them to great actors and said, "Speak these lines as best you can," and they do. So it's, I understand if you're looking for stuff to happen and a story from A to B to C to happen, it's not there. But if you want to watch America's greatest actors at the time come together, sit in a room, yell at each other, and be fucking amazing doing it, I think that is just the showcase of acting of the entire 90s. I mean, Mamet stuff is like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, about the only thing I can really point at Mamet-wise that's oh my God, story is The Spanish Prisoner.
Yeah.
Because you watch that and it's holy shit.
Yeah.
The way this came together.
Yeah.
But everything else is generally kind of slice of life and introspection, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, it very much is has that stage feel.
Yeah.
I mean, Rosencrantz and no, that's Tom Stoppard. Mm-hmm. Never mind. But I was going to say Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Wrong guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just most of his stuff is very, I don't know.
I mean, I watched the Phil Spector movie.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Just real quick, and was surprised. I had no idea that was a written and directed by David Mamet thing, and it's very much
that's the movie that is. This is definitely a work of fiction. This does not have anything to do with Phil Spector.
You've heard of these people, but none of this happened, so don't even think it. And it's really? And then it's just we made up a bunch of stuff that may or may not have happened, just to let Al Pacino act crazy. And I'm like, I like Al Pacino acting crazy. Okay, fine, I'm on board with your movie.
Did Al Pacino act crazy?
Yes, he did. Yeah. So, I mean, I get where you're coming from with Glengarry Glen Ross, but I fucking adore that movie. Yeah. It's like poetry to me. It's so amazing to listen to. I mean, you could listen to it on audiobook, basically.
It's a lot of yelling in one room.
Yep.
But
everyone in that movie
yells.
Yeah, but they're all whenever they're in another movie, that person is the best thing in that movie, and this is the movie they're all in together.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of why I feel like it should do
it should be
something.
More, yeah.
And it's been built up so much too.
Sure. It does sort of
so
have
many
that
people
status.
have talked that movie up that when you actually sit through it, it's kind of oh, that's it.
Yeah. And I didn't really know what. I'd seen the Coffee is for Closers scene a million times because I work with a bunch of dickhead salespeople, and they fucking adore that. That's their fucking Bible.
Yeah.
And they yell "Coffee is for Closers" at each other across the fucking sales floor like a bunch of morons.
They sound like the worst people.
Way to not get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely not get it.
Way to not get it.
Yeah.
My
dude, Willie fucking Logan, man.
Yeah. Yeah. When sales managers show that,
killed it.
Yeah. And start pounding on the desk in the middle of it, and then afterward, you have no idea what you're watching.
Yeah.
Maybe I get it a little bit more now.
Okay.
Now that I've put it in context of the workplace.
There you
go. And I'll go from oldest now to newest. I watched Running Man. I'd never seen it before. Arnold Schwarzenegger delivers every fucking action catchphrase that you'd ever want to hear and beats the shit out of people. And there's Yaphet Kotto.
Jesse
Ventura. Jim Brown is wearing the least Jim Brown outfit in the history of the universe.
Yep.
It's friggin' amazing. That was great. I was having so much fun watching. I'm like, oh my God, there is so much just fucking classic ass Arnold in this movie. I don't know how I'd missed it, and I want to watch it again because it's awesome. And the Dynamo guy with the LEDs and the mohawk just is the best thing in the world. I can't. There will never be enough good things to say about Running Man. That was great. It was brilliant. As I'm shitting on Glengarry Glen Ross, like,
Blah, Running Man.
Running Man is amazing.
If you want to see,
You want to see a real movie.
you want to see
real
filmmaking.
acting.
Yeah.
You talk
Real
about a story.
film.
Richard Dawson, man. Fuck you, Pacino.
Coffee.
Suck it.
Coffee had to split. Fucking give me the leads.
Leads a shit, your shit.
Now I want to see that. Now I want to see that.
Third place is your fire.
So instead of
What
Jack,
my name is fuck you. I got an $80,000 BMW.
instead of Jack Lemmon, it's
Watch.
just
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger is every character
okay.
in
Yes.
Glengarry.
Yes,
one-man
one man's
stage play.
Yeah, it's,
Criminals
Well,
come
gotcha.
and they steal the phones.
that guy. I don't know his name. I know he's a known actor. The bald kind
Alan
of
Arkin?
shift.
Alan Arkin.
Is that who? Okay.
He's a known actor.
Yeah. I just didn't know his fucking name.
Okay.
I don't want to go on about Glengarry Glen Ross, but I just didn't get
Yeah, please.
his
You're going to make
character.
me mad if you start talking about Alan Arkin. That's okay. Alan Arkin doesn't like his character in Glengarry Glen Ross.
Okay, good.
Because Mamet pulled him aside and said, I hate your character.
Oh, Jesus.
And Alan Arkin was like, well, why am I playing it? So, yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, skipping on along. American Psycho, I watched, and
Wait, you've never seen American Psycho?
never seen American Psycho. No.
Haven't you?
As I may have said before, never be surprised when I say I haven't seen a movie
I know.
because
Fair enough.
it's fairly likely. But I've seen like
You've probably
And-
seen American Psycho.
no, I've never watched
But I mean,
it all
like,
the way.
pieced together
yeah,
bits.
and animated GIFs on
Yeah.
the internet of it, and it split apart, I think, is better than it put together. Christian Bale is like weirdly amazing as Patrick Bateman, but I really don't like I don't like how it ended. I was just like, what? No, or how?
Yeah.
Huh? Really? Why are we doing this? This is not
Yeah.
this is not what needs to happen to this guy.
It's a bad bullshit ending.
Yeah.
It really is.
But
I
like it?
I actually, I think as time has gone on and I've watched both again, I think American Psycho is Fight Club done better.
Yeah, I
I
saw
think-
it when it first came out. I have not seen it since, and I remember being very lukewarm on it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain scenes, and it's kind of like you were saying, BJ. It's like it's less than the sum of its parts somehow.
Yeah.
Because you think about specific scenes, you're like, God, that's fucking awesome. You know, and
Yeah.
and that's so like the whole business card scene is amazing, and then the whole Susudio thing is just so ridiculous that it's great.
every time he stops and talks, like just starts talking about the history of some musician, it's Huey Lewis in the News, Phil Collins, and Whitney Houston, and all three times I'm like, oh god, this is so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why are these people not terrified already?
Yeah.
Like why is their skin not just peeling back from terror? Because this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Nobody should be doing this.
See, like you, Mackie, I haven't seen it since it came out either, and I'm kind of the same way on it. However,
I think you should go revisit it because I mean, like I said, I think as Fight Club keeps becoming less relevant to us as with age, I think it's getting better.
really,
Yeah.
it was before its time. I will say that when I buy aftershave, I specifically check the ingredients for alcohol because of this movie, because he goes on the speech about how alcohol
dries your
out your
face
skin.
out, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why that's the thing I took away from this movie, but every time I go to buy aftershave, I'm like, is there alcohol in this? Because Patrick Bateman was like, don't buy that, and I'm like, why am I taking beauty tips from that crazy fucker?
Well, he had a pretty face.
Yeah, I guess he did. He was
And
also
he had
20.
a routine. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
the more I think about the movie, the more I like the ambiguity of how it ends.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember at the time watching it going, no, that's not right.
Yeah. I was in the theater and I was like, nope, bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
But
movie.
That's one I watch every couple of years, and like I said, it just keeps getting
Yeah.
better to me.
Maybe I just was not ready for
We
it.
need to check your closet for bodies.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're there, but they're probably not.
So, 2 more. I will try to make them quick. Machete Kills. That is exactly what you'd expect out of Machete 2. Only it's got Mel Gibson and
Carlos Estevez.
Carlos Estevez. Yeah, I was trying to remember his stage name, a.k.a. his real name. Carlos Estevez.
As a
Actually, they
president.
were Sheens. That's the thing, is Emilio changed his
That's
name.
right. Yeah.
Right?
No.
No? Martin
No.
Sheen changed his name?
Martin and Charlie changed their names.
Okay.
They're all Estevez.
Okay.
Okay.
They seem more like Sheens looking at them. Just saying.
There is one thing that is really like, obviously Charlie Sheen is Martin Sheen's son, but
Yes.
when you first see Carlos Estevez, when you go into the south, what do they call it? They called the Oval Office, they called the West Wing the Southwest Wing.
Okay.
Like they open up the Southwest Wing door for some reason, and they show Carlos Estevez there. There are a few frames where he looks exactly like his dad, and it's weird.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because you're used to looking into the Oval Office and seeing Martin Sheen.
yeah.
But anyhow, it's another Machete movie, and it's like the Saints Row of movies. It's fucking ridiculous, and they're going to be in space next, and I can't wait for that because that's going to be awesome. It's going to be so stupid and awesome. I almost assume that they filmed most of it already, or like they've just filmed it after this, because it looks... They might as well have,
Sure.
These can't be terribly expensive to film,
Nah.
and...
Not the way he does it.
No,
Yeah.
he shoots them in 9 days with a non-union crew. So.
Right. But fun, definitely fun. Watch it. And then I watched Dread, and Dread is fucking awesome. There's just gallons and gallons of ownage spilled all over that movie. It's dudes get wrecked.
Sweet.
They do.
The drug in there's a drug in the movie called
Kick.
slow-mo.
Nuke.
Nuke. Kick. Slow-mo. Yes.
Slow-mo. And the way
Smack.
the world looks when they're portraying somebody under the influence of slow-mo is just friggin' incredible. There's something...
Does it make you want to take slow-mo?
Kind of, if
Okay.
it looks like that.
Did you watch it in 3D or 2D?
I only watched it in 2D,
Okay.
because I only had a 2D option.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet in 3D
Is
as
it?
well. It's one of those movies that actually uses 3D properly,
Yeah.
and the slow-mo scenes are the best.
They actually
3D
filmed
ones.
it that way for it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's... The look when that effect is happening is just mesmerizing, and it's really weird to see something that kind of gloriously beautiful in a movie about Judge Dredd, who is who's
Faceless police officer.
faceless police officer whose main job is to shoot people in their face and render them faceless as well.
Yeah.
And there's a shitload of that. God, people get fucking ruined in this movie. And they are not shy about any of it, and
Nope.
especially in slow-mo. There is one thing that I noticed about this, and I don't know if it was my internet connection or Netflix or the PS4 glitching out, but it seemed like some scenes where there was fast action, there was kind of some juddering shakiness. Did anybody else notice that?
No.
No, not
Okay.
really.
All right.
Yeah, we watched it on the Blu-ray.
I watched
PS4 gets a little hinky sometimes with film resolutions. It's not exactly... Sometimes it just doesn't sync up properly to what it should be switching to.
Yeah.
So.
It just seemed like every once in a while, it was probably just my connection, but I just wanted to make sure it wasn't somebody else, or wasn't something that...
A stylistic choice.
Yeah, stylistic choice, yeah.
Just jitter.
Yeah, just a little weird, juddery sort of thing. But, yeah, Dredd fucking owns. You should watch that movie if you like watching people get wrecked.
Sweet.
There's no lesson in that movie except for fucking justice and killing dudes. The end.
It knows what it's doing, and it does it in under 90 minutes, and then it gets the fuck out.
Yep.
It's the best kind of movie
And
right there.
it...
We should do a podcast about movies like that.
Yeah. Well, it also knows when to pick the plausible or awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's on point on that for the entire thing.
Yup.
Hey, let's talk about not plausible or awesome. Well, possibly.
Great. Yes, absolutely.
All right, dance.
DDR.
Yeah, DDR. What did I say?
Double dance reviews.
Double dance reviews. Yeah, that's our new segment here.
Yay.
Let's go.
DDR.
All right. Calendar speaking. Let's go with the oldest movie.
'Kay.
Save the Last Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blah.
pretty much.
Ugh.
That is a movie that I think tries to have a message, but then doesn't. And if it does, it's a terrible message. And then
The message is she's gonna be a dancer.
I don't get it. It's a really fucked up movie. I mean, it's really weird because it's like it's interesting in stark contrast to You Got Served, where it's like, well, okay, here's an urban environment that feels like an urban environment, and then it's like, then it goes too far, and it's like, now I think you're like offensive.
Yeah. Yeah. It's trying to comment a lot on race relations and stuff like that, and it's just it hammers home like weird bullet points like someone would use in a high school debate.
Yeah.
Not anyone would say them out loud in the real world
Right.
ever.
Yeah.
So it gets really awkward.
Yeah. It's very strange. It's like people get real nasty to each other that are otherwise kind of friendly, and then all of a sudden they're like, Al's forgetting.
Yeah.
Let's hang out.
Yeah.
It's a dumb movie.
Yeah.
And
It's not our thing. It's just,
No.
I mean, I know people love that movie, but it's just, for us,
really?
it's just like, oh yeah, oh God.
Really?
Yes, really.
I mean, there was some all right dancing. I mean, there was just like nothing really.
People love that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
They need to pick a better movie to
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I don't know, none of the dancing was overly super
I didn't
impressive either.
I didn't
So,
get it.
all right, the other one we watched was Honey.
Honey.
Yeah, 2003.
Yeah, 2003.
Jessica Alba.
Yes.
And Mekhi Phifer, because I knew he was in
Right.
one of them.
Yeah, we mixed them up.
Yeah.
but yeah, he's
I
in that
didn't.
one.
You did. You mixed me up.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Racist.
you didn't
Yeah,
like
he's
this
also an
either.
O.
I didn't like it, but I liked it a hell of a lot better. I watched them backwards.
Okay.
I watched Honey first and then Save the Last Dance. And then in retrospect, I'm like, well, Honey is much better, even though it's not very good either.
And I disagree. This is my favorite one that we've done so far. Of course, that's not saying a lot considering I hated both Fames and did not like Save the Last Dance. Honey is basically like the movie I was like hoping all of these movies were going to be. In that, yeah, she wants to make something of her life, but she's not like me. It's like she's trying to bring other people along with her. And I mean, granted, I know like some of them, it's like it's a crew or whatever, but it still always feels like me. What am I doing? What am I getting out of this? But like she's a very altruistic character. Where it's like I want to save these kids and help the rec center, and I don't want to lose my whole life of volunteering and all this stuff.
Right.
And yeah, by the end of the movie, they are fucking saving a rec center.
They start a rec center.
They're saving a rec center. A rec center has crumbled, and they're starting another one. It is transplanting. It is like she is donating a lung to the rec center by taking it over somewhere else.
I don't know.
It's saving a goddamn rec center, Chuck.
I know.
Give this to me.
Hang on. This movie puts on a show
Yeah.
to save the rec center. They put on a show to save the rec center. The show is 4 minutes long.
It's okay.
A benefit show is 4 minutes long.
That we saw.
That show was 4 minutes long. They all come out and they do all their flippy dancing shit, and then it's like, you guys are the best flippy dancers we've ever seen. You can have all the money, and the world is your oyster. And Missy Elliott will ride down on her angel wings and grant Honey all her wishes. I mean, this movie, it's almost comical how much of a fairy tale it is, because she doesn't have a bad life.
No.
She's got both her parents at home, decent place to live.
Uh-huh.
She's in a club one day, and record company loser guy films her with a camcorder, and record company executive is like, her.
Yeah, I want to bang her.
Yeah. And it's the little kid from Big, which is hilarious to me. Little Tom Hanks is a menacing douchebag.
Rest in peace, little Tom Hanks.
But yeah, I mean, the movie is just such a total fantasy of person just getting everything they want.
Look, okay.
A little bit of drama in the middle, which is quickly just erased. I mean, but it's nice. It's a nice movie, especially compared to Save the Last Dance.
I was going to say, maybe it's a slant, but I mean, like, I watched Fame, and Save the Last Dance, then I watched Honey, and I was like, thank you
okay.
for people not being completely shitty, and also not like, oh, my career, fuck all y'all, my career.
Yeah, I get all that. I mean, it is a nice movie. The motivations of all the characters, except for the kid from Big, are pretty okay. They're all just like, we want to put on the best thing we can do, and we want to do nice things.
I will say there's a fun drinking game if you want to die. Again, always our caveat. Both movies.
All of our drinking games end with us with death.
I'm just saying.
the
That's
only
why
way to
Most
do it.
drinking games do.
Right.
Yeah.
Either movie, Save the Last Dance or Honey, take a drink every time somebody stares awkwardly and gives a dad ass stare. Both of them.
Although you should drink twice every time it happens in Save the Last Dance because it is so unnecessary. It doesn't make any sense.
You will be dead by the time she shows up in her new neighborhood.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so weird, but
Generally, kind of plain Julia Stiles shows up and it's like, Dear God Almighty.
yes,
Dad ass.
bundled up in winter clothes,
Yeah.
looking as dull and plain as she can be, and everyone's just like, "Damn!" It's like, no,
She's not an ugly girl, but she's
Person,
not like, oh
it's-
my God, Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
Not many people have ever said that.
no. Oh my
Especially
God.
not the reaction she gets as she's walking down the street where it's like,
No.
yeah, Sheba baby is just walk down the street
Yeah.
and it's like, good God, girl. It's like, no, not really.
just a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
But yeah, it happens in Honey too. So
yeah.
funny little thing.
Well, I mean, it should happen in Honey. Jessica Alba was fucking hot.
spandex.
She like can't be hot in that movie. It's like even
Yeah.
at her worst,
Oh, yeah.
she's like,
well, when she wakes up in the
"Jesus."
morning, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. She just rolls out of bed like sparkles, you know. That's what I'm saying. That movie's a total fucking
I know
fantasy.
that feeling.
yeah. Every morning.
By the way, there's a character in Honey named Tweet.
Tweet?
Yes.
Yep. She's present tense verb.
Just-
Love that.
They just bring in these characters
Like
like,
Skeet.
you're gonna work on Tweet's next video. I'm like, what? Who the fuck is
Oh,
Tweet?
tweet.
And like Tweet
motherfucker.
comes in, it's like, oh, Tweet, great to have you here. And I'm
Yeah.
like, seriously, you're talking to someone named Tweet?
Tweet Williams.
Right.
Yes, it was Treat Williams. Someone had a speech impediment. All right, but what's next?
Step ups 1 and 2.
Okay, great.
Oh man.
Steps up.
Yeah, the steps up.
Okay, I'm in. I'm still in.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I might join you for Step Up 3. Is that Step Up Revolution?
No,
No.
Step up. Step up is 3D.
3D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Step
it's
Up
just
4
Step Up
is
3D.
Revolution.
Right, 4
Step Up
Yeah,
Illusion.
3
5.
is 3 when they began the 3D revolution.
Yeah.
It continued in Revolution and on to 5.
Man, I want to
All
watch
in.
Yeah,
Step Up
a good
3D.
day to step hard. Step up.
Yes,
Good
it's all in
step
Russia.
to up hard.
Step Up
This
to
was our
the
this was our
streets.
entire I Am conversation where I named every 5th movie of
Yeah.
a series that's gone that far.
I think once you got to assignment Miami Beach, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
we're done here. Thank you.
yeah.
Sweet.
Or I said Channing Tatum in the Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah. Yep.
I would watch that. I would totally watch that.
yeah.
A big C Tate fan?
I do. I think
See
he's
Tate.
good. I like C Tate.
See Tate!
He's a good dude. He's funny.
He is. He's a good dude. We love you, C-Tate.
All right. So you guys ready for some emails?
Are we going to still do that?
We're gonna do a couple.
All right.
Great. Let's do it.
We promised the fan an email.
Okay, okay.
So
Here, this one's for you,
we got
fan.
some. This one's from Gavin from Wisconsin,
Hey.
who says, "Have I got a fucking sweet deal for you?"
Okay.
Well,
he
I'm
says-
sold.
He says, "Dear BMFers, I have a couple problems.
Oh.
Number one, first off, I'll start by saying I love the show, blah, 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 generic ass kissing and praise. Thanks. Just finished listening to the Core/Yo Frankenstein episode, and you had mentioned how you look for movies that no one's heard of. I know I've seen an email saying this before, but besides me and the people I've shown, no one seems to have watched or even heard of 1999's The Item. This movie, I feel, would be an instant BAMcast classic. This leads me to problem number 2, and hopefully a solution to problem number 1. I get drunk a lot. When I get drunk, I buy random shit on Amazon. Like, seriously random shit. For instance, I just got in the mail poker chips from Fallout New Vegas and a drug that makes you have lucid dreams. Don't remember buying them and don't care. So here's the deal. If I can get one of you to watch it and tell the others, not a full episode, just to mention that one of you had watched it in the second half, I promise to make all of my random and not so random Amazon purchases through your page. I don't care which one of you bites the bullet and watches this life-changing good/bad masterpiece, just as long as you tell the others about it. Meet the challenge! Sincerely with love, Gavin from Wisconsin, sent from my tin 2013 Evil Dead poster that I don't fucking remember buying. Well, thanks, Gavin.
The Item, 1999.
The Item from 1999.
I'll do it.
It looks like a TV movie type thing, but it is a action horror, apparently.
Great. I'm in.
Oh, those aren't difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something is dying to get out.
Yep.
Check back in, Gavin. I'll
From
see what I can do.
Artisan Films.
Chuck is on the case.
Yep. I just want that sweet money.
All right.
What happens if two of us watch it? What do you give us?
Double the money.
Double the money. Double or nothing. All right. Next one up, Mike from Pittsburgh.
Oh, hi, Mike.
All right, Mike, he says he's got a tale of tragedy
Oh,
for us.
no.
Dear.
He says,
Woe
Dear
is you.
cast of Banff,
He watched the item.
I write in search of sympathy. To set the scene, at a local flea market, I look over the wares of the guy selling videos, CDs, and 10-year-old EA Sports video games. And I'm delighted to see a VHS copy of the ultimate loose cannon experience, Action Jackson.
All right.
Nice.
The tape itself has no labels, no doubt because the sticker wore off from decades of use. I spend $1 and take it home. Weeks later, I pop it into the VCR. After 30 seconds of nothing, I see an ad for That's So Raven. Surprising to see that Action Jackson was reissued on VHS during the That's So Raven era, but it's certainly not impossible. This is followed by more blank tape as I anxiously await the production logos. Then I'm plunged into the middle of an episode of Lizzie McGuire. By this point, I've not lost all hope. Maybe someone's kid just taped over the first few minutes of Action Jackson to figure out how the VCR worked. But Lizzie McGuire continues. And after the closing credits, it becomes clear that this was never a tape of Action Jackson at all. This was a blank tape which someone used in 2003 to record the Disney Channel original movie, The Cheetah Girls. At least that's a movie, I thought. Maybe even a One Jocks movie. But it quickly turned out to be unwatchable. I did learn two things. One, the protagonist of The Cheetah Girls is named Galleria Garibaldi, which would be a great name for a character on Archer. Two, as recently as 2003, Disney Channel viewers still used VHS tapes to preserve their favorite shows. How fast things change. How can I recover from this scarring experience? Please advise. Best wishes, Mike from Pittsburgh.
Is that a Raven Simone movie? Cheetah Girls?
Cheetah Girl? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Burn that motherfucker.
Yeah.
No. It's
My
toxic.
suggestion is
No,
to,
burn that motherfucker.
Okay.
Outside.
is to go to the BMFcast episode, Action Jackson, which I believe is number 200.
Yeah.
Click the link through there and buy a copy of Action Jackson that you can actually watch.
On DVD or Blu-ray.
Yes.
Yep.
And then burn that motherfucking VHS.
I hope I went back and made that a link, but I will.
I hope so.
Okay.
I only went back so far, and I was like, oh, God, this takes forever.
If you have never, well,
Just type it into the search box.
Yes.
if you have never smashed a VHS tape with a hammer,
Oh, it's pretty good.
it's a good fucking time.
Satisfying?
And then burn that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Outside.
We're going to skip the voicemails, by the way. To be honest. I don't have time.
Right.
What time? Yeah, we're running late. We're going to do one more here. We got some more. We'll get to them next week. If I'm here. We'll see.
Okay.
It's touch and go, man. Touch and go. But this one's from Steve like the bird heron. Caca, indeed. Who the name of his email is Lizards and Shit. Hey, casters of Banff. It's me, Steve like the bird heron. Squaw. I'm sorry to hear that my hometown's Ed was not up to snuff for April, but I really enjoyed the King Kong episode. Plus, I enjoyed your Godzilla 2014 chat. I know you've talked about this before, but I recommend all the Toho Godzilla movies from 1985 to 2004. One, they were basically a reboot before reboot was a thing. B, they're more in your wheelhouse. The pace is faster plus better effects. But the continuity gets weird. Godzilla 1985 to Godzilla vs. the Destroyer are all considered one series. That's 7 movies. When you get to Godzilla 2000, it's a reboot. The next one is a reboot. The next one is a reboot. The next one is a reboot. They have 4 fucking reboots in a row. It's ridiculous. But the 2 after that are in the same continuity. I told you it was weird. I recommend that you just watch them all in order. Just be aware of the clunkiness of the continuity. Plus, you don't have to do a theme month because you really don't need another fucking theme month. Seriously, don't do them all in a theme month because they'll all blend together. You could probably just do one every once in a while. If you want a more classic Godzilla touch, I recommend King Kong vs. Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Mothra, Destroy All Monsters, Godzilla vs. Gigan, and Godzilla Raids Again. You could also do the Gamera trilogy from the 90s, also in your wheelhouse. Plus, you can get the entire trilogy on Blu-ray for like $10. Also, Power Rangers. I'm not going to let you forget that. Crash and Burn, Steve like the bird out, sent via, I don't know, some witty quip. What do you want from me? You want me to think? Now you're asking too much.
Very nice.
Yep.
So, Chuck, you've been doing your Godzilla thing.
I have. I've watched.
Have you watched a lot of... I know you love Mothra.
I do.
You're a big Mothra fan.
I'm a big Mothra fan.
Do
I am.
you have a posse? Do you dance?
No.
Do Mothra dance?
Nope.
No?
None of that.
I'll join.
Okay. Cool. Then we'll dance. I am. I'm about 3/4 of the way through the second era, which is the 85 to like 95 series of films. So far, really, none of them are what we'd want.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, I'm watching the original Japanese versions, so they're a little bit more serious. The English versions are always infinitely wacky
Goofier.
and stupid.
Yeah.
But it just, especially the more you get into the modern era, the more they become like 2014's Godzilla, in that there's just a lot of talking. Just a lot of people standing around talking. And every once in a while, Indiana Jones shows up. I mean, they just do weird shit.
All right.
They were just, sometimes they were really reaching. They were like, how do we reach these kids? You know, it's like, well, what's popular in America? Indiana Jones. Put a character like that in our movie.
Yeah.
And it'll be Indiana Jones versus Godzilla and stuff. And it's just like, nah.
You know what? I'm going to read a couple more emails, actually.
All right.
Because we got a couple that are Godzilla related, so might as well just keep going with that.
Sure.
This one's from Ian, who we all know and love. Ian from Twitter.
Okay.
Not the Ian that left us slam poetry, which we love him too.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, this is Ian Boudreau
Okay.
talking about Godzilla. He says, "Hey guys, love you, love the show, etc." So I won't argue your points about Godzilla 2014 because A, that's super annoying, and B, you're all pretty much on point. However, one thing I think was missed is how this reboot kind of taps into the modern versions of the fears the original Godzilla played on. The original worked off of Godzilla horror... rewind. The original worked off of Japanese horror at the potential destructive power of the atomic bomb, and the then very recent cultural memory of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I appreciate that they updated the film on this level. In the opening, I thought, wow, this is Fukushima. So while the writing overall suffered in a World War Z kind of way, I do think there were some bright spots on that front. Anyway, I'm not a slam poet, so goodbye, Ian. Except for my heavily modded ColecoVision. Which he did write us on Twitter and go, hey, just so you know, that Ian wasn't me, but goddamn, I wish it was.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we just failed to mention that.
They just don't hit it as hard as they need to. They don't hit the Earth parallel as hard as they need to, where it's like, humans, you are fucking up the planet.
I thought
this is what happens.
The problem in it is the only one who thinks that is
Brian
Ken.
Cranston?
Well,
Ken
no,
Watanabe.
not even him.
Yeah.
It's Ken
Ken
Watanabe's
Watanabe.
Yeah.
character.
I mean,
he's the only one who thinks that.
At least they listen to him, but they listen to him as far as, okay, that's a thing. All right, we're gonna blow it up with our nukes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought they hit the Fukushima thing a little bit strong with the, with the nuclear reactor sort of thing. I mean, they didn't necessarily push it as a theme throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
But there's no way you can't draw a parallel between that and between what happened in the movie and Fukushima, because it's obviously it's an atomic scare sort of thing that's on everyone's. It's kind of quickly falling off the radar, but while that movie was still in production, it hadn't lost the public consciousness yet. So
They probably had to dance around it in order to get a
probably.
lot of stuff done.
but it's not like it's it's not evident they
Yeah.
they were trying to highlight something like that.
Right.
I think we just kind of passed over some of that symbolism because we were like giant monster woo.
Yeah, but I mean, like, all the old movies are all about, here's the latest thing humans are doing to fuck up the planet, and here is the direct result. It's a slime monster. I mean, that's they hit that so hard in all of them, and this one is just kind of like, well, here's some monsters, and this thing from a long time ago is here.
Yeah.
They just don't really nail it thematically like I think they should have. They don't have to be preachy, but it just,
Yeah, and I just think the new one could have, if they were going to sell that, they could have done it in a better way than just having one character say it.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, well, he's the protector of the Earth.
Right.
Because that happens that way. And it's like, you didn't even know this thing existed. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's clunky in that what it's doing. I appreciate that they're trying to do it. And at least they did that, unlike 98 Godzilla, which is just like, it's a monster movie with raptors. And, at least they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's just, God, there's a lot of missteps that are so frustrating in that movie.
Yep.
So, anyway, last one is from Jared, who says, Monstrous Monthly Junius. Hey guys, Jared here. Last time I recommended a movie that was extremely way too long for a baseball ape movie. I thought it was a Korean Ed, not Lawrence of Ape Arabia. I regret nothing for that. So this time I'm going to act like most Hollywood executives and piggyback off other people without giving them any credit. I forget who originally recommended this for a theme month, but I really suggest you do Kaijun. And what better way to celebrate than reviewing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie? I remember dragging my dad to see it when it came out, knowing he'd rather put a bullet in his brain than watch it. Now that I'm older, I'm pretty much sure he walked out of that theater thinking to himself, damn, that gun barrel would have tasted so good. But I enjoyed the hell out of it then, and surprisingly now. Hopefully you guys will too. Thanks for the many hours of entertainment. You truly are doing Busey work. Jared, sent from my mobile organism designed only for killing.
Oh, it's Modoc.
He sent it from a Modoc. I like it.
I'm
We're
ready
not
for...
doing Kaijun. I mean,
No,
Well, we're
obviously.
already in there.
Yeah.
maybe
Hang on.
next year. Maybe.
Oh, we can watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Let's
I'm
do
ready
that.
for
I
Mighty
think-
Morphin Power Rangers.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah,
It'll
well-
be mini
Whatever,
kaiju.
man.
All right.
I mean, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's watch a goofy fucking
Yeah,
movie.
I just think kaiju movies,
I'm Pink
we're going to
Ranger.
end up finding them too similar, and they're going to blend together for us if we
Yeah.
do them in a row. Kind of like that other recommendation just 2 emails back
Yeah.
said. It's going to be like, you're going to find them all too similar.
Yeah.
So
I can
You can-
attest
you can
to the
attest to
fact
that.
that I had to write down my thoughts for each one instead of marathoning them because they would have instantly become a blurry mess.
mhm.
It's just, unless you just pick one from each era and do that. But
Yeah, it's kind of like if we ran through all the Sedaris movies,
yeah, it
we'd
would.
lose our shit.
Yes.
We would have no idea what was attributed to what one.
Yeah.
So,
But I'm in. If you guys are up for Power Rangers, I'm up for Power Rangers.
all right,
One
let's do
star,
Power
we're in.
Rangers.
Yep.
Let's do it. Enough people have demanded it.
Yeah.
I know
we
Steve,
watch
like the Bird Heron, has already said.
Yeah. And we
I
watched
haven't
the
forgotten.
movie, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to be lost.
We are watching the first one, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is that the spirit animal one?
Apparently, yes.
And
Okay,
we have
cool.
to watch all the episodes that led up to it
Yes.
so that we're not lost.
I'll just
Right.
read
Yeah.
Wikipedia.
No,
It's like
you
watching
can't. You
Space Seed
miss.
before you watch Graphic Con.
Mhm.
Well, first you have to
Miss so
watch the
much.
original, whatever it was based off of in Japan.
Yeah.
Before they added American actors to
Voltron?
Yeah.
it. No.
Yes.
I see what I did there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Contact.
So yeah,
info?
we got more emails, but we'll get to them next week.
Okay.
Which we've been saying for 37 weeks in a row.
I know we get so many now. Like I feel
We're
bad,
popular. God damn it.
Awesome.
but we appreciate everyone sending them in.
You need to stop watching movies in the second half.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Y'all wanted me to
some
watch
of us didn't
motherfucking
do a
movies.
dance
One day
movie
we're-
marathon.
we're-
There's a dance movie email in here, by the way. but
Really?
We'll save it for next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all want me
We'll
to
save
watch
that
movies,
last
I'll watch
dance
movies.
for next week.
Eh?
Yeah,
Save the
whatever.
Charles dance for me. So, contact information. Website, bmfcast.com. There are buttons on the right. Click them. There's an Amazon search box. Use that to buy things. Won't cost you anything. It pays us. Everybody's happy. Email us, bmf@bmfcast.com. Call us on the Garfield phone, 910-5-JOCKS-BMF, 910-556-9263. And that is it. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. Boom.
Boom.
Out. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Quit it.
Yeah.
All right.
Podcast out.
Podcast out.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Internet.
Thanks,
it was
fan.
nice to have you here with us.
Welcome, fan. Goodbye, fan.
There's more than one fan.
I know. I'm chatting with someone. If you had a computer, you could too.
Hey.
Loser.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
man,
I remain engaged.
you just got served.
I did. I got
Uh huh. Sir. Bye. All right. Bye, everybody. We're turning it off.
Bye,
Good
Internet.
night.